I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Now, it looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Golf takes focus. You can't be distracted, which is why you should consider working with a Fidelity advisor to create a comprehensive wealth plan designed to help you grow and protect your wealth. Because once you've done that, you'll experience what Fidelity calls the planning effect, the peace of mind that lets you completely focus on what matters to you, which for many of us is our short game. Schedule an appointment to learn more or visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
All right, where are we going for breakfast? I kind of want a breakfast quesadilla. Oh, I didn't know they were doing quesadillas for breakfast these days.
Well, Taco Bell is.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, they have this Bell breakfast box now that comes with this breakfast quesadilla that's super cheesy and a hash brown.
Okay, wish I knew about this earlier.
And it has Cinnabon Delights and a coffee in it.
Why did I not know about this earlier?
Try the new $5 Bell breakfast box, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations during breakfast hours only, 7 to 11 a.m. for a limited time. Contact local store for prices and participation with fair. Tax extra. Drinks exclude freezes.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
And welcome, everybody, to a Thursday edition of the Daily Blender on this July 14th. It is 3 o'clock straight up. My name is Randy White. That over there, the sexiest man in sports talk show history. Keon Rose, spinning the wheels of steel behind the glass. Jeffrey O'Brien out today. Out on personal business. Keep in mind, it is Shark Week. That's all I'm going to say about that. We are broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful Scottsdale. And you are texting in on the text line at 888-368-1580. Boy, Keon, lots to talk about. As Screaming Eagle says, so I guess the clock is ticking on whether the Suns are going to match Portland's offer. It's not Portland. It's Indiana. Portland's offer on DeAndre Ayton, no matter what, the Suns have to get some value in return for Ayton should they decide not to match Portland's offer. Well, Screaming Eagle, I appreciate you texting in, but you've got this all wrong. It's not Portland. It's Indiana, the Pacers. Maybe you thought it was Portland because it's the Pacers. See, Indiana Pacers.
There is more alliteration with Portland, but that's just not where they.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a Portland, Maine that's somewhere. Is Portland, Maine closer to Indianapolis than Portland, Oregon?
I would have to think so. Just because of how far, like the Northwest is just far away from everything else.
Mm-hmm.
My guess would be, yeah.
Well, I've said it for years. The Northwest is out there. So the breaking news here on the show just a couple hours ago, it happened. The Pacers drop an offer sheet on DeAndre Ayton, and guess what? It's for $133 million. Now the Suns are on the clock because Indiana has dropped this offer sheet on the restricted free agent. Does this mean, Keon, before you give me your instant reaction about this breaking news? Well, it's not really breaking anymore, I guess.
Well, because it's developing news now.
Well, it happened 2 hours ago. This came out 2 hours ago, so it's not quite breaking news, but it's warm and trending. I like using trending. Because now the Suns are on the clock. But does this mean the Suns can still not trade DeAndre Ayton? Do they have to match the offer? Is it automatic that Indiana, if the Suns don't match him and use him in a trade, that this is over? Answer some of these questions, Keon. Why am I sitting here blithering on like an idiot?
Well, I was waiting for you to finish talking. I didn't want to cut you off. But basically, it depends on whether or not DeAndre Ayton has actually signed the offer sheet. I've been trying to find whether he signed it or whether he just agreed to it in principle. If he just agreed to it, then yeah, the Suns still have the ability to react to this, sign DeAndre Ayton, and trade him to Indiana or wherever. Now, if Ayton has signed it, and I've seen a couple of places reporting that he inks the offer sheet. Well, if he's actually signed it, that's bad news for the Suns because they have to match it. And they have to match it with several restrictions that won't basically allow them to trade him for 6 months. January 15th would be the next time you could actually talk about trading DeAndre Ayton. You couldn't trade him to the Pacers for another year. And the thing that gets a little bit crazier with all of this stuff, of course, is that DeAndre Ayton for the next year, should the Suns match the offer sheet and sign him, he can veto a trade anywhere. So they can't just send him off to, the worst team in the league and just, try and get back picks or assets or whatever, because he could just say no.
133 for 4 years is what it is.
Yeah. The highest offer sheet ever offered to a player in NBA history.
That's like 33 and a half a year, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is DeAndre doing this just to be spiteful, trying to ruin the Phoenix Suns' opportunities to make maybe a sign and trade, or trying to hurry this issue along, or trying to assert that he is worth a max deal, and Indiana has offered one, and he's tired of waiting? What's going on here? Why would DeAndre do this?
Well, the issue is I don't know why. I know why DeAndre would sign it, but it starts with the Pacers. The Pacers don't want to screw over what the Suns are doing with regards for them trying to get Kevin Durant, the owner.
Seems
of the
like they do, though. Seems like they do.
The owner of the Pacers came out and said so earlier in the week, but they can't wait forever. They have a basketball organization they have to run. They have to make certain decisions as well as to what their offseason is going to look like. If they're going to bring in DeAndre Ayton, I saw the reports earlier about the players that they were waiving so that they could make the space. They're not waiting on the Suns. And this is the problem. The Suns have waited too long. The timetable was the Suns had all the leverage, and now they don't. The Pacers are not required to wait until the Suns are good and ready to figure out what they're doing with DeAndre Ayton. So now the Pacers are making a move.
So because of this offer that's come out today, just to fill everybody in, the Phoenix, if they do not want to trade Ayton rather than lose him for nothing, they'll have to wait until January 15th of 2023. And even then, there are some complications that they'll have to work around. When you're dealing with a restricted free agent, it's not as cut and dried as, bing, bong, boom. I'm seeing something here on CBS Sports that says DeAndre Ayton agrees to 4-year 133 offer sheet with Pacers. It doesn't say he signed it. It says he's agreed to it.
Which is why I don't think DeAndre is being spiteful, because if all he's done is agreed, then he's left the Suns room to operate here. That they can still sign him and trade him if all he's done is agreed. Now, if he signed it, he hasn't left them much. It's basically, I earned my money. There's a team offering it to me. I'm taking it, which honestly, I wouldn't blame him for that either. That's business. Okay. This is just a business. A team offers you a max deal. Go ahead and take it. And then, the Suns could have traded DeAndre Ayton at any point. They had the leverage going into this offseason. Free agency started. We've been 2 weeks into free agency now. If they wanted to make a move.
Well, but the Suns probably don't want to spill all the beans on what's going on inside the doors. Couldn't they have said something to DeAndre to the effect of, look, we've got something happening here, and, give us a week or, a certain amount of time. But I get it. I understand from DeAndre's side. I get it. I can't wait forever. From Indiana's side, I get it. We've already made some moves to make this thing happen. You guys are still sitting on your hand. I get it. It just really screws over the Suns, though, if he signs on the dotted line.
It does. So I hope he hasn't, so that we can still see the flexibility there and see the Suns get back something, because that it boxes you in and it puts you in a position that could be potentially disastrous, which is that you have a number 1 overall pick and you let that guy walk out the door for nothing. That's the disaster.
What does this mean in regards to the Suns' opportunity to get KD? Maybe by other means. ESPN's Bobby Marks drew up like an insane mega trade, probably one of the biggest trades in all of sports, that would involve the likes of Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons. Here's what it is. Let me outline it for you. You probably already heard about it, Keon, because you're on top of things. The Nets move on from KD with Mitchell and Mikal Bridges and Miles Turner. That brings a new defensive help to the Nets. Suns get KD. Pacers get Payton for a first-round pick, and the Jazz end up with Ben Simmons as a replacement project, a haul of picks to utilize along with Cam Thomas. The team's likeliest to balk here is Phoenix. Suns give up 7 picks, Payton and Mikal Bridges to get Durant in this scenario. And from what I understand, that's a no-fly zone. They're not willing to do that.
Well, I get that, why they wouldn't be willing to do that, but they don't have anything else to offer anybody if they don't want to break up the team. I don't see how you do that. I understand that, 7 picks is asking a lot for anybody, but you don't want to break up your team. Guess what teams are going to ask for next? Draft picks, and you're getting Kevin Durant.
So if we lose, we're going to lose DeAndre Ayton already. Are you saying that we value Mikal Bridges so much that we want to hold on to him in spite of us not getting Kevin Durant? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, if you are getting Kevin Durant, you're going to have to give up Mikal Bridges. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I feel that's correct. I feel that would be correct.
I don't think it's the Mikal Bridges thing. I really think it's the fact that there would be 4 first-rounders from the Suns that would have to leave. So, the Suns didn't draft this year. That would be future years you're not drafting, and then you'd also have 3 swap rights with Phoenix, which is basically the ability on draft day to just say, hey, the guy you drafted, we want that guy.
Well, but there's always ways to get picks back. Maybe you make a move down the line here. You move somebody and you bring in draft picks. I don't know how this thing works, but if it comes down to moving some draft picks to get Kevin Durant here, and you're not losing a good chunk of your team, yes, you might be selling the future for now, but you can always, if you're savvy about it, you can work other deals to move resources on your team to bring in other assets, other draft picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, and I don't mind selling the future for now. If you can win a title, what's the problem?
Exactly.
That's the important part. That's what we're all doing this for.
CP3 is not here much longer. I'm going to tell you right now, he's not here much longer. I don't care what his contract says. He's not here much longer. You need to act now. I don't even know if everybody involved in this mega trade. I don't know if the Nets would get rid of Ben.
I think that they would. If you give them the opportunity to get Donovan Mitchell in return, because that's what they would get in this trade. They would also get Miles Turner. They'd also get, Mikal Bridges. I think that the way this trade could actually be a little bit more fair is if you take one of those picks from the Jazz, one of the 7 picks that the Jazz would be getting. You take one of those picks and give that to the Nets. Then I think the Nets are a little bit happier, and the Jazz are still getting a ton. I think the Nets would actually move on that, because Ben Simmons isn't really their guy. They traded for him. He never played for him. Had the back injury in the playoffs. Didn't really do much.
That's what I mean. If I'm the Utah Jazz and I'm giving up my guy and I'm getting a haul of picks, okay, that's great, because we are in a rebuilding mode here. We're going to change the dynamic of this team. But if I'm going to give up my guy, I'm not going to bring over Ben Simmons to sit on the bench and let me pay him multiple millions of dollars. Hell, I'll be honest with you. If it were me, I just release his ass.
I would try to make it work with Ben. And then if it doesn't work, then I could move on. Because if you're giving up all of this stuff, you're going to stink for a while anyway, Ben Simmons or no Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Might as well run him out there and see what he can do. If he can give you something, he can give you something. If he can't, he can't. And then you move on. But the thing that you're getting out of all of this is Cam Thomas, young player that I really like him. I think the upside on him is high. And all of them picks. That's really what you're here for. And then Ben Simmons, if he works out, is icing.
And so Phoenix, they just get KD. Basically, Phoenix gets one of the world's best basketball players right now. We don't have a center. Who are we going to put in at center? I mean, you were talking about a great trade with Indiana, bringing their center over. That would be a good fit for us, in lieu of having DeAndre stay on here and be extra baggage.
And he would be a better fit just because I think the Suns want to pick and roll. And I think DeAndre sees himself as more than a pick and roll guy. But Miles Turner is more of a pick and roll guy. That's like more of what his game is. It would be a better fit for Phoenix. But
it didn't happen.
If you get Kevin Durant, then I don't know. The center stuff will sort itself out if Kevin Durant is on your team.
Bam Adebayo.
Bam's not moving for Miami. That they are just that will never happen.
Right.
I like Bam.
Well,
as
I
much
guess
as
it's up
anybody.
to Bismack Biyombo.
Bismack and look, you can find an average kind of bridge center to get this done, and you can also use smaller lineups where Kevin's the center. That's the way not the Suns. That's the way the Warriors used him when he was out there.
Yeah,
he was the center sometimes.
Well, he is really tall.
Yeah, so it helps.
Text line is overflowing with activity. The Berg is on there. Payton. Shut up, Berg. Big Stanky 87 says, good afternoon, guys. Randy, do you know what Shark Week have dedicated to the most interesting man in the world? Afternoon, guys. Do you know that sharks have a week? Oh, sharks have a week. Sorry, I misread that. My bad. I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know that, Big Stanky, that sharks have a week dedicated to the most interesting man in the world. I understand sharks have a week dedicated to Chuck Norris.
Oh, do they now?
No, that's what I think.
Okay.
And also, Big Stanky 87 somehow knows that Portland is strip club capital of the U.S. Oregon or Maine? Once again. Big George says Indianapolis is 2,265 miles from Portland, Oregon, while it's only 1,035 miles away from Portland, Maine. Keon is right.
I mean, you go to George. The Pacific Northwest, you might as well be on the moon in some cases. You're just way the hell out there.
As I said, the Pacific Northwest is way out there. Box of Screws says they have until midnight Eastern to do a sign and trade. Otherwise, it's a match or lose him for El Zippo. Really? So if the trade's going to happen, it's going to happen between now and midnight Eastern.
Yep, they got 48 hours, basically.
9 o'clock our time. So by 9 o'clock tonight, we will know what's happening, is what I'm hearing Box of Screws tell me. Fed fan says, how bad does Ayton want to burn the Suns? Do the Pacers actually have any players that the Suns want in a trade? I think we already addressed that, Fed fan. But I know this was an early text, so I'll give you grace there.
Yeah, it's Miles Turner, their center. That would be a swap. And then because DeAndre is the more expensive and better player, maybe take a pick.
Let's see here. Fed fan also says, now we'll see how good a GM Jones truly is. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe we don't know what's going on behind the doors of, at the Foot Fungus Arena. We don't know what's happening in the front office there at Suns headquarters. They might right now be finalizing a blockbuster deal. We don't know. But I appreciate all the help. Berg says, sign Joe Klein. He's available. Shut up, Berg. Mr. Pringle says, if Suns don't match Pacers offer sheet, it will just be more of the cheap-ass Suns as usual. Major dumbass move to let Ayton go. Well, he's not gone yet.
But if they were to screw this up and get caught holding the bag, and they're stuck with DeAndre Ayton, right? They match the offer sheet just so they don't lose him for nothing. They'll be in the luxury. They'll be $15 million in over the cap. And
that'd be a shame if Robert Sarver would have to pay a little luxury tax, wouldn't it?
Well, it's only ever happened 4 times before, and the last time it happened was 12 years ago with Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash.
I mean, the community of Maricopa County, Phoenix, Arizona, just gave out a bunch of money to refurbish the damn arena. That'd be real sad if Robert Sarver had to pay some luxury tax, huh? How's it feel, Sarver? All right, let's go to break. Lots to talk about in this thing, and you on the text line at 888-368-1580. Also, we've got some other NBA free agency dealings that happened today, and also Phil Mickelson got a little feisty when he was asked again about his move to the Live Tour. We'll talk about all that and what's going on over there when we come back on this edition of the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Super Bowl 57 odds. Buffalo still the early favorite to win the whole thing at plus 650. Tampa plus 750. Kansas City plus 1,000. NHL free agency got underway on Wednesday. A number of moves were made. The Washington Capitals signed Stanley Cup winning goaltender Darcy Kemper. Claude Giroux heads from Florida to Ottawa. And the New York Rangers have signed Vinny Trocheck. Early odds for the 2023 Stanley Cup. Colorado plus 500. Toronto and Tampa Bay plus 1,000. Florida plus 1,300. The Vegas Golden Knights plus 1,400. Carolina plus 1,500. Carolina made some moves, acquiring 2017 Norris Trophy winner Brent Burns in a deal that included a 2023 third-round pick. Red Hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Chuck Sanders on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights.
We're going to tear it up tonight.
Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader.
Yes, yes, yes.
Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
For the latest in the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And if you haven't heard, the show is now noon to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Baseball is headed to its all-star game. D-backs news and notes and around baseball. We are only a few weeks away from NFL training camps, and we'll always keep you up to date on the Suns moves and DeAndre Ayton. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 99.3 FM and 1580 The Fanatic.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later!
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield tarp.
How about that?
Who's hot, who's not. We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Daily Blender, 1580-99.3, The Fanatic. And there's a golf tournament going on over there. The Open Championship, open play today. The leader at this point is a young man by the name of Cameron Young. He sits at -8 in the clubhouse. My guy, Rory McIlroy, had a great showing today at -6. Cameron Smith from Australia, he's at -5. Lee Westwood, I don't know if you follow golf, you'll know who Lee Westwood is. He had a pretty good day, -4. Of course, it wasn't a bad day to be playing golf, a little windy. Let's see here. Tiger Woods, it's not even pretty. Not going to lie to you, Keon.
It's anytime you can see the bottom of the leaderboard near Tiger's name, it's not a good day. It's not a good day for Tiger Woods.
Listen, if I'm Tiger and I've had a career like this, I've got to be selective in what golf tournaments I play in. And I know it's his competitive edge, but his first round was +6. He's 15 shots out. Fire up the jet there, Monty, because we'll be heading home after tomorrow's round. I mean, there are people that are Tiger Woods haters, and there are people that are just, dyed in the wool Tiger Woods fans. But I mean, we all have to be kind of feeling bad. He's at +6. It's horrible.
Yeah, tied for 146th. It's it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. But that is what happens when you play golf on a medically reconstructed leg. You're not playing your best.
I have great respect for him because of what he's done for the game of golf. But man, come on, ease into that role that you need to. It just didn't happen. It wasn't in the cards, Tiger. You weren't going to end up breaking Jack's majors record. It wasn't meant to be. We'll have to see what tomorrow holds. Even if he shoots 6 under tomorrow, he's back to even par, and who knows what's going to take place. I can tell you all, and this is all I want to say about the tournament, other than the bit about Phil Mickelson. I can tell you that this Cameron Young probably not going to win the Open Championship. This is day one. He sits at -8. He had a tremendous round, but you've got 3 more rounds to go.
Yeah, even though the odds on him coming into the tournament were actually really good. He was a person that
I just don't see him going wire to wire.
I don't, but he's sensational when he's out there on the green. So he's probably not going to win it because it's just there's too many talented people around. I don't know that he's able to finish it off. You got Rory again playing well, so it's going to be a tall order for Cam Young and his mullet that seems to have a mind of its own.
Yeah,
but
well, I don't think this is the same guy you're thinking. This Cameron Young he doesn't have the mullet. You're thinking of the other Cameron out there from Australia. He's the one with that wily mullet that he's got going. This Cameron Young, he's
Cameron Smith is the one that I was thinking
Cam
of.
Smith is the one with that cheesy little mustache that he's got going.
Do something about that, my friend.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Speaking of Live Tour, Phil Mickelson. First, he says in his interview today that he decided not to attend Tuesday's champion dinner at the 150th Open after being contacted a few weeks ago by R&A officials who told him it wouldn't be a great idea for him to join the former winners. So Phil Mickelson, he spins it. Well, I decided, not to attend. You were asked not to show up, Phil.
That's definitely the they didn't fire me, I quit.
Yeah, you were asked not to be there.
I chose not to. No, they requested that you not show up. Come on now.
And Mickelson said that he certainly respects Tiger's opinion. He has a lot of respect for Tiger, and he says that he thinks everybody's going to have strong emotions and opinions about the LIV Tour. And Phil said that he respects Tiger's. He didn't push back on that at all. But earlier today he grew a bit miffed, a bit irritated, a bit pissy with a reporter who asked whether he found it very sad that he was now in a position at the historic major, encouraged to skip a dinner that he earned the right to attend, and alienated from some of his peers.
I can't imagine why.
Look, man.
Listen, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do or how to make their money or where they can play. But you knew what the consequences of going to the LIV Tour were going to be. Like these are not surprises. It's not shocking.
The reporter asked him, and he answered. He said, "I'm not sad at all. I couldn't be more excited and ecstatic with where I am. I love the LIV events. I get to have competitive golf in my life on a scale that's fun, exciting, different, and lets me play and compete, but still do things outside that I want to do. So, no, I couldn't be happier." Well, the reporter just didn't want to give up.
As they tend not to.
And he asked the same damn question again. So when said recorder asked it a third time, Phil Mickelson responded with, "Let it go, dude. Just let it go. That's 3 times you've asked the same question. I don't know what to tell you. I couldn't be happier. Now shut up." I added the last part. He didn't say "now shut up," but the rest of it.
It feels like he had a script. This is what it just seems like to me, because I've hung around reporters and look.
So you think it was contrived?
I don't think it was contrived. I think he had a script that he was stuck to, and the reporter realized it and just kept asking him the question to see if he would say something other than, "Well, I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy to be part of the LIV Tour." The reporter saw past what he was doing.
I couldn't be happier. It allows me opportunities to do great things. Blah 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 blah.
Like, I mean, so because I just from the times I've gotten to hang around reporters, these are folks that, once they get their teeth in, they're not backing down. And once you say something and it doesn't sound like you believe it, they're not writing that. They're not printing that. They're going to try and find the truth. And the truth is, I don't know how happy Phil Mickelson is doing this. I think he misses being part of the PGA fraternity.
I say, Lefty, how do you feel about joining the LIV Tour, not going to the winner's dinner, which you have a right to go to? How do you feel about that? Does it make you sad? I couldn't be happier. Everything is peachy and rosy in my life. But Lefty, aren't you a bit sad that you did not get to attend the winner's dinner? Clearly that you had a right to attend. I'm happy. I love the LIV Tour. It's what I want to do the rest of my life, and so on and so forth. But Lefty, look, dude, get over it.
Get off my back.
Just go find a headline somewhere else.
It's just like, no, but isn't it? Don't you miss all your friends over there? They're just over there having a party, and you're just here alone.
They have free victuals and drinks, and you didn't get anything. Did you drink from the bar in your hotel room last night? Aren't you sad?
And it sucks because the British reporters will ask you the rudest stuff. Not that one was necessarily rude, but they'll ask you the rudest stuff, but then they do it in that polite British accent. So you look like the jerk when you react at all. Because you sound like an American. You just sound meaner.
I'll tell you right now, they're blowing him up over there.
Oh,
look,
sure.
Dude, get over it. For him to say that. Lefty goes ballistic at the Open Championship. Nearly commits assault against an innocent reporter. I can see it now.
It's
888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes wants to know, where is Jeffrey? Jeffrey's taking a personal day. And keep in mind, it is Shark Week. Big Stanky 87, Randy Keon, you should watch The Great Imposter on ESPN. Thank you. Mr. Pringle, damn shame Jeffrey is now Shark Turds. Gone too soon. No. Jeffrey he's a proponent for the Sharks, not against them. He won't mess with Sharks at all. Baker's Cocky Hen apparently has a wedgie on Rory. Oh, I'm sorry. Wager, not a wedgie. I'm sorry. I've got wagers on Rory, Cam Smith, the Mullet Man, Spieth, and Fitzpatrick. Nothing on Woods. The Berg says Mark West is available. Shut up, Berg. Don't you have something to do, like take a nap? Kista Cook says Tiger shot a +6 today's round on a reconstructed leg. Phil shot +31 on 2 good legs and 3 rounds playing carnival golf. Yeah, but he was even today, so saying there's still a chance for Lefty. He might not make it to the end of the tournament. He might get arrested after taking a 7-iron to that reporter's head, though. Boomer Sooner says, the gentleman blowing really hard, dusty up here in Anthem. I know Jeffrey's home watching Sharknado, the movie. I tried watching it a couple of days ago. Worst movie ever. There'll be the cold beer, Randy, and a shot of whiskey. Going to need it up here, Boomer Sooner. Did you?
I got some.
I know he wants a cold beer and a shot.
Deciphered that. Watch Sharknado, which is not.
He doesn't like Sharknado, but he says that Jeffrey's watching it.
He's not a fan. Sharknado is a very bad movie, but it's bad on purpose.
The gentleman blowing really hard, dusty. What does that mean? 888-368-1580. Other free agency dealings. The gentleman blowing really hard, dusty. That could go into the Blender text greatest text Hall of Fame. There's been some other free agency moves in lieu of this whole DeAndre Ayton thing. I know that's the big news today. DeAndre Ayton, in case you were living under a rock or maybe you were busy working away at your job, DeAndre Ayton has been offered a $133 million over 4 year. Is it 4? Yeah, 4 year.
4.
133 from the Indiana Pacers. And there's some now time constraints on the Phoenix Suns to either trade and or match that offer. Other than that, if they don't match that offer, then we would lose DeAndre Ayton and get absolutely nothing. There's also been some talk about a massive NBA trade, the likes that you've never seen before. But in other parts of the world, it's been a frenzy, a free agency frenzy going on. We had some new things that happened today. Yesterday, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is agreed on a 2-year, $30 million extension with the Nuggets, according to his agent, Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. Caldwell-Pope was traded to Denver at the end of June on a deal with the Washington Wizards. Is this a good move for the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, it gives them a scorer. That's one of the things that they've been missing is you've got your 2-time MVP and Nikola Jokic, and we know what he can do as a big man that passes the basketball and makes plays for others. But lately, they haven't really been surrounded with that much talent. Part of it is, Jamal Murray is an important part of their team. He hasn't been playing. But the other part of it is they just don't really have other consistent scorers around. You go get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He can be a little bit of a streaky shooter, but he's a guy that can get his own shot. And you combine that with what Jokic is able to do as a passer, it's going to be an easier time scoring for KCP. And for the Nuggets, they get a guy who can at least put the ball in the basket late in games that doesn't have to be Jokic.
On, Tuesday, the 12th, Zion Williamson's $193 million contract extension, which I'm like, dude's only played, 8 games?
It hasn't been a lot. It's been less than half of the games that he's been eligible.
Do we have another Ben Simmons on our hands here?
I don't think we do, because Ben is hurt now, but Ben wasn't hurt when he decided not to play. Yeah, because he did actually have back surgery. So I'm assuming he didn't go into surgery just to make the rest of the
he had that foot injury, and it kept him out almost all of last season. Zion Williamson's $193 million extension with the Pelicans is comparable to Joel Embiid's in that the contract is fully guaranteed and has prior injury clause along with criteria for games played. As is the same in Embiid's contract, the Pelicans would need to waive Williamson for him not to receive the full amount. What? So even if he has a prior injury, I have a foot issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first time it surfaced either. I just missed an entire season. Are you telling me that the New Orleans Pelicans have been driving through those daiquiri joints up there enough to get enough liquored up that they're going to give him $193 million and not expect him to play many games?
Well, I think they expect him to play, but they're gambling, and they know they're gambling, but they don't have a choice. He's got all the leverage in this particular situation.
Wow.
And that's the fact that the New Orleans Pelicans, it's hard to get people to play in New Orleans. It's a little bit of a smaller market, relatively speaking, among the NBA teams. And when you look at the destination places, it's not necessarily one of them. So when you draft a guy like Zion, they've tried to build around him. Even though he's been hurt, they went out and got CJ McCollum. That was for Zion. That wasn't for anybody else. They had that trade with the Lakers, got Brandon Ingram. That was pre-Zion, but they knew a number 1 pick was coming. They just had to build around it. So they've put pieces out there to try and make Zion as successful as possible. So now it's time for, let's gamble, sign the contract here, and hope he's healthy enough to make sure that all of the other things we've built can actually take us to a championship.
And also on the 12th, many of you know already that the Utah Jazz no longer simply dismissing calls on trade offers for Donovan Mitchell. So they are, with that announcement, they have signaled to the rest of the NBA, we're rebuilding. Yeah, don't mind us.
Which we kind of figured, right? Their coach just stepped down.
Pardon our dust here in Utah.
And they traded Rudy Gobert, granted for a lot, but for picks. Well, picks are things you have when you're rebuilding. They're more useful to teams that are rebuilding.
All right. Boomer Sooner on the text line at 888-368-1580 says, he says, the weather, Randy, it's blowing very hard up here in Anthem. Sorry, voice text. Oh, because I thought for a second, the gentleman blowing really hard, dusty, meant something else. That was code for something else. Thank you. Thank you, Boomer Sooner, for clearing that up. For a moment there, I was shaken to my very soul. Kiss the Cook says, that's funny. Phil had to order Uber Eats for his championship dinner. Hello, my name is Phil Mickelson. Can I order bangers and mash, spotted dick, and a pint, please? Does that come with a crying towel? That's it. Probably not far from the truth. All right, when we come back, we've got more talk for you, including some NFL. N'Keal Harry was on the trade on the move this week. We'll talk about that and what the New England Patriots plan on doing. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. For this month only, get a $20 bonus card for every $100 gift card you purchase. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create food, fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. Enjoy a memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, and signature cocktails. Now through July, get your $100 gift card and $20 bonus card. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
And welcome back to the Daily Blender on 1580 99.3, the Fanatic Arizona Sports Betting Station. I'm Randy White. That's Keon Rhodes. Jeffrey O'Brien is out today, taking a personal day. He has none yet. None your damn business. Big George on the text line at 888-368-1580 says, question for Randy White and Keon Rhodes, 1580 the Fanatic. Are we still doing the put ourselves in a box and take a picture of it for the $100 Kasai gift card? I'm ready. Well, Big George, I don't see a picture on here. I don't know that that's what we landed on yesterday. I was all about writing an essay on why you deserve to have a $100 gift card from the, Kasai, steakhouse, where they prepare your dinner right at your table. I don't remember us coming. Keon, did we come to a conclusion?
We did not. We did what we always do on the show, which we kick the can down the road. And now we're a little further down the road, and we still haven't come to a conclusion at all.
Big George wants to know, but Big George, what the hell are you going to use a $100 gift card to Kasai? You're not even here. You're in over there in California,
as you like to remind us all the time.
Yeah, you're calling in, you're teasing us all the time. I may just have to disqualify you because the way you tease us about your daily temperatures when it's 137 here, it's a balmy 67 degrees here in Carlsbad. But I don't know. Anyway, to answer your question, Big George, because you are my guy, I will tell you, we have not arrived on anything. But if you want to send in a picture of yourself in a box, send it to Blender at what is it? Blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
Yep.
I guess if anybody out there wants to get themselves an opportunity at the $100 Kasai Japanese Steakhouse gift card for their Christmas in July sale, where if you buy a $100 gift card, you get a $20 gift card absolutely free. Like the emphasis I put on there?
Yeah. No. Professional.
No? Yeah. Well. Take a picture of yourself in a box. You could wear one on your head. You could get in one. You can dress one up to make it look fancy. Whatever you think. And I'm sure Jeffrey will not consult with Keon or myself, but will pick the most fun picture to win that $100 Kasai Japanese Steakhouse gift card. And we have one this week, and I think we give it away tomorrow. So all y'all better get snapping with those high-tech cameras you got there. 888-368-1580. Keon, did you ever watch Malcolm in the Middle?
I did. I loved that show when I was.
Frankie Muniz.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a race car enthusiast. Did you know that?
I learned that on this show. Actually, I think we brought it up at another point. Yeah.
And lately he has begun racing stock cars on out here on the West Coast, and he is now, according to CBS Sports, he in an interview that he did with the NASCAR on Sirius XM, he is wanting to join a fraternity of actors who have actually gone out and started a second career of racing. Maybe some of us, I know Fed fan will remember Paul Newman. He was an accomplished racer, and he also was an actor, winning 4 championships in his racing career in sports cars, as well as winning his class at the 24 Hours of Daytona. When I say winning his class, I mean the class of race car he was racing in at the 24 Hours of Daytona. That's no easy feat.
That's impressive.
Tom Cruise, you may remember him in the Days of Thunder video. Maybe you did not watch that.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
On a side note, I actually saw that there's you did see it. So there was a barn. There was where the what's his name, the old grouchy crew chief, his barn, where he was making the race cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know where that is. It's in North Carolina, and I passed by it, and it's crazy. It's still standing. It's leaning heavily. I don't remember which way, but it looks like it's going to. But yeah, you can tour. You can tour it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They have a whole thing there.
Yeah. Well, if they're doing tours, they should probably make sure it's standing straight.
Well, I don't
up.
know if you can go in it. You can,
okay.
But I mean, it was right off the road there. My son Nick, he said, there's the barn from Days of Thunder. I was like, what? But he was driving so fast, I didn't get a chance to snap a picture or anything. Anyway, Tom Cruise, he once tested in a Cup Series car, a NASCAR, and he was very close to racing at the Cup Series during that year when he went out there with a couple of cameras and shot the Days of Thunder. Now Frankie Muniz, he wants to race in the ARCA series, which is a like a beginner series leading to NASCAR, or the Truck Series, or the Xfinity Series. Now, Frankie, come on, man. You're going to get killed out there if you go to the Trucks or Xfinity Series.
Do you think you could stand a chance in ARCA?
Maybe. ARCA, they have late model cars. And they go out racing, and it's it's sort of a way for you to get your feet wet in the NASCAR sort of thing. And it's not they don't do 200 miles an hour, nothing like that. Frankie, don't do the Trucks or the Xfinity. They'll kill you. They will drive you right off the road. But he says he wants to take this up. I want to make sure I'm ready. I believe that I am, but it's all about kind of putting the best deal together with a truck ride or ARCA ride. I just want to be in a race car so much seat time as possible is going to be key for me for the rest of this year and next year to keep learning and progressing. That's the goal, to be in a truck or doing ARCA National or both. Now he wants to do both.
Look, he got very successful early in life. He has got nothing else to do. If he wants to try it, and they physically let him do it, I can't say that he's wrong to do it. But I am worried. if you see somebody out there who's maybe, doesn't have as much experience as the other drivers do, don't you pick on that person? Especially if you're, middle of the pack guy. You see Frankie Muniz out there. Don't you just go right after him?
Yes.
It's just, I don't know.
Well, there's a number of ways I could go with it. If you come in with a sponsor, a solid sponsor, and I'm not going to name names, but let's say you come in with a solid sponsor and they've got deep pockets, man. You can find a ride pretty easy. You can get a team pretty easy, especially if they have a team that doesn't have very many sponsors, and they've got a kid in there who's he's a hot shoe, man, but he may be out there running out there and probably has all this potential. But if you come walking in there, I'm just going to make up a sponsor. Let's say you have Starbucks coffee, and they've got unlimited funds for you to go racing. Congratulations, son. You're a race car driver. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to do. If Frankie Muniz goes out there with a sponsorship, he's going to get a ride.
Which I don't doubt that's going to happen, just because he's been connected in racing for a while now. I'm pretty sure he could find a sponsorship. Still worried about him.
Sure he can.
Still worried about him, but they'll let him do it.
He says they're talking to a bunch of teams in ARCA and truck. We'll see. I have a feeling he's going to be one of those guys that, you're going to see this whole at Daytona, for example. You see this whole bunch of cars that go by. And then there's one sad dude at the end that's going by, and he's about 10 miles an hour slower than the rest. That's going to be Frankie Muniz.
I mean, he doesn't have the experience and the time driving and handling these machines that the actual drivers do. But, maybe it's a dream come true for him.
It'll be like you'll see what I mean? That's what it sounds like when you're one of the front runners. See what I mean? And then Frankie Muniz is going to,
Yeah, if you've ever been out at the track and seen it, when they were in Phoenix earlier, I can't remember.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's always just that one guy that's just 3 laps behind.
And yet they show up every week. You know why? Because they got a damn good sponsor. Yeah, congratulations. You're a race car driver. Muniz did go to Daytona this year. He did drive an ARCA car for fast track racing during preseason testing with his fastest lap of 51.796 seconds, which is 173.7 miles an hour. So he can put his foot down on the pedal. Problem is everybody else is doing like 49 seconds around the track. See what I'm saying? So it's more of this right here. You know what I mean? And then Muniz has gone by. I don't know. We got a bunch of NFL to talk about in hour number 2, hour 1 in the books. It's Keon, it's Randy, Jeffrey off today. He's got the Nunya damn business. He'll be back hopefully tomorrow. And we'll take your texts. More of your texts on the text line at 888-368-1580. This is the Daily Blender, where we talk sports, more sports, and a whole lot of sports. Oh, by the way, list of the most craveable fast food burgers in hour 2. Stay tuned. You're going to want to hear this top 10 list. It's crazy.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Looking good, Mrs. Dobbs. The head groundskeeper at Thad's Golf Course just retired.
I need to find someone in the next 2 weeks.
someone with botany and management experience.
He needs a replacement because the greens are already looking a little rough.
Aeration. They need to know it all.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by interviewing on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
And welcome to a Thursday edition of the Daily Blender on this July 14th on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. My name is Randy White. Right over there, that's the sexiest man in sports talk radio, Dion Rose. On the tables of steel, pressing the buttons, making things happen. Jeffrey O'Brien out with pneumonia disease today. He'll be back tomorrow. And you are on the text line at 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful uptown Scottsdale. And I have to tell you, last hour, a lot of fun. We talked about many different things, but before the break there, we had a discussion about Frankie Muniz, a former child star of Malcolm in the Middle. And Bruno Baller checks in on that, says, well, not an actor, former Washington football head coach Joe Gibbs, I believe, went on to NASCAR ownership, I think. Now, you're being a smart ass, Bruno Baller. Yes, of course he did, but he never drove the car. See, he had guys that would come in there and drive the cars for him, like his current drivers right now. Martin Truex Jr. drives the 19 car. Old M&M's man himself, Kyle Busch, drives the 18. And in the 11 car, it's Denny Hamlin. In the 20 car, Seabell, Christopher Bell. But he's won championships. He's been an innovator in NASCAR. As a matter of fact, I believe he's in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. But thanks for the text, Bruno Baller. Yes, you're exactly right. He did not drive, though. Chief Skoll says Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle doesn't remember filming the TV show. Do you think he'll remember which left turn he took? Yes. It's not hard because they go around in circles, Chief Skoll. Let's see here. Baker's Cocky Hen says, love me some Cole Trickle. And he also says Muniz already has cognitive issues from so many concussions. He doesn't even remember filming Malcolm in the Middle from stories I've read.
Well, that's scary.
I haven't heard that. Have you?
I haven't heard that at all, but I also haven't been following that closely. So that doesn't mean it's not true. I'll look into it just to make sure we're not, repeating something that's not necessarily true. But I trust our texters. I haven't heard that, but that is scary because if it's true, maybe Frankie Muniz shouldn't be in a car, a race car.
Well, I will let the governing board take care of that. Fed Fan for some reason says LIV or Live Tour NASCAR edition. Are you saying we're talking too much golf and NASCAR, Fed Fan? And why you got to be so mean? Keon and I are doing our best without our fearless leader. Big George says, I'd love to win the $100 Kasai Japanese Steakhouse gift card. Here are the pictures of me inside an air conditioner box. Does this count? Well, no, right now it doesn't, Big George, because you did not send these, although it's cute. I see you in there. That's very nice. But you did not send those to Blender. That's Blender at 1580 The Fanatic. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. Do we need Jeffrey to say that? I think I have him somewhere saying
we might. Maybe it sticks a little bit better when
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. Where the hell is it? I had that on the whole button board here somewhere. Jeffrey saying Blender. I don't see it now. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Oh well, we've got plenty of show left.
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. Send your pictures of you in a box. Let's see. Also on the text line, Mr. Pringle says, sure hope Jeffrey isn't having a reaction to one of those many clot jabs he took. What? Clot jabs? The hell does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Boy, we've had a gentleman blowing hard, Dusty, and now we've got clot jabs. The hell is a clot jab?
The only enemy of the Daily Blender is voice to text.
Bruno Baller says only 3 weeks away from some resemblance of live NFL football. Can't wait. Yes, I would agree with that. We've got some NFL news right around the corner. Right now, we're talking on the text line at 888-368-1580. Boomer Sooner. Hey, Randy, hasn't Jeffrey used up about all of his PTO? Better contact HR about that. Well, you see, the problem with that, Boomer Sooner, is he's the boss.
He is also HR. Yeah.
And he's also HR. So he has as much HR or PTO time as he needs. Blissful Hayes said, I know it's not fair, but this is not a democracy. Keep that in mind. Blissful Hayes says, hey, Randy and Keon, thanks for showing up to work. You're doing an awesome job. Can I get a cold Modelo and a tequila shot? Well, I mean, absolutely. There you go. That's for you, Blissful Hayes. Fed Fan, no, what I meant was NASCAR can get the Saudis to invest in NASCAR. No. They can barely get rid of the rebel flag that shows up all the time at the racetracks. I don't think they want to get the Saudis involved. They could be bad. 888-368-1580. In case you haven't heard, about 3 hours ago, DeAndre Ayton and the Pacers have agreed to a 4-year, $133 million offer sheet. The Suns have 48 hours to match it, and that depends on when or if DeAndre has signed it at this point. It just says here agreed to, and I have not seen anything since that says anything about him signing this offer sheet. And what's the difference between agreeing to and signing, Keon? What are some of the ramifications for the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah, well, if he's agreed to it, the Suns can still react. The Suns can still get DeAndre Ayton involved in a sign and trade, which gives them the ability to go after Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell or in the 4-team hypothetical trade that we saw earlier, get Donovan Mitchell involved in some kind of trade that would get them Kevin Durant back. If DeAndre Ayton has in fact signed the offer sheet, then the Suns have no other option but to match. And at that point, once they match, they are either stuck with DeAndre Ayton or they let him go. They let him go to the Pacers for nothing.
Now, one of the Fourth Dimension astutely looked this up and came in and said the Suns have until midnight Eastern tonight to match and or make a trade. So that would put them on the clock until about 9 o'clock Arizona time.
Because nothing is going to be official until midnight Eastern Standard Time. So even if he has signed it, it's not going to be made official until tonight. And then the Suns will have the 48 hours after that. So there's still time to make moves today. But of course, time's running out. So
if the Suns are under duress here and they don't have enough room to bring in KD and they don't want to break up their squad, because there has been some talk about a mega deal. Somebody from the 4-letter network, some guy named Bobby Marks, I don't know who he is, but apparently the world does, has come up with this enormous trade, one of the biggest blockbuster trades ever, that would move not only DeAndre Ayton, but also Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons. I mean, Miles Turner, Mikal Bridges. There would be all sorts of moving parts. Some people estimate up to 7 first-round picks, and the Suns would end up getting KD. If that were the case, this would have to break here pretty quick, don't you think?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be in the next handful of hours. Next 5 hours. They would have to sort this out and react to it. I hope that this did not blindside them. I hope that this didn't catch them off guard. Because from what I was reading, the Pacers offered the Suns a deal. I think that Miles Turner would have been involved. Some draft picks heading to Phoenix would also have been involved. I don't know what else was on the table because that deal hasn't been publicized. But basically, the Pacers made an offer to the Suns. The Suns didn't say no because they wanted the option to be open, but they didn't say yes either. And so the Pacers felt like they were sitting in no man's land, and they pushed this in an attempt to force the Suns' hand to get them to do something so they could figure out what direction that they're going into next.
Now they might have to say yes to that trade.
That's what the Pacers want. The Pacers don't really care about Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell. They want Ayton. That's the guy that they've been locked into going all the way back to the trade deadline of this season in February. That's the guy that they've wanted. They've been trying to get their hands on DeAndre Ayton for a while now. So for them, this is not anything. You could even look at what they did to start free agency, where they traded Malcolm Brogdon for a bunch of guys. You could even see that as a move that they did to set up for DeAndre Ayton, because those guys are rotational guys at best. They got some players they wouldn't mind waiving to make the cap space for DeAndre Ayton.
Boomer Sooner and Fed Fan are both on the text line saying somebody needs to check their facts. I think it's tomorrow night, not tonight at 9 p.m.
I don't think it's tomorrow night because the 48-hour period ends Saturday night. So it can't be tomorrow night.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll stay on top of it, and we'll keep you in line on anything that might be breaking. Mr. Wilbur says, isn't Bobby Marks the older brother of Richard Marks? You remember that song, Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Go? I don't
think they're related.
I don't think they're.
That would be my guess.
Why? Chiefs Cole says, I'd love to have KD on the Suns, but I don't want to see the Suns pull a Timberwolves deal. That's asinine. What does that mean? Timberwolves deal.
So what happened with the Timberwolves was the Timberwolves acquired Rudy Gobert, and what they gave up was essentially 4 picks for Rudy Gobert. And so you've got no future after that. And I wouldn't mind the Suns doing that. If it's draft picks you're giving up, that's the thing I don't necessarily mind, because you went to a finals 2 seasons ago. This past season, you got derailed by the Mavs, but you won 60 games. We're the number 1 team in the NBA throughout the regular season. You're trying to build yourself to go to the finals. That's what matters now, is trying to figure out how to, without dismantling your roster, acquire a player like Kevin Durant who can get you back to the finals and get you over the hump this time.
Still don't know. Haven't confirmed that DeAndre Ayton has signed this offer sheet. And that's what's key here. That's what's key, because the moment he signs the offer sheet is the moment that the clock starts ticking for the Phoenix Suns. We know that he's accepted the offer. All the reports say that DeAndre has accepted it. Hell yeah. 133 for 4. That's what he was looking for. Yeah, he's going to pull the trigger on that, but he hasn't signed anything yet. And maybe the Suns have something working in the background. We don't know. We're not there. Everything we're talking about at this point is pure speculation. And one thing that I've learned is speculation often leads to a false narrative. We don't know what Jones is doing in the front office. I'm sure he's working the phones, and I'm sure something is going to happen. And I'm sure as, Adrian Wojnarowski drops the bombs, we will find out when it happens. Blissful Hayes says, is he related to skid marks? No, I don't think so. He's bald headed. Maybe. I mean, I could, maybe. Big George says, okay, Randy, I sent the email to Jeffrey for the Kasai Steakhouse gift card. Thank you. Is it possible the Suns can let DeAndre Ayton go without matching the Pacers offer sheet? Yes. They would be that stupid? Would they?
I mean,
yes.
I would.
I mean,
sure
they could
hope
be.
Not. They could be. I sure hope not. I mean, James Jones is 2 years removed from being named the executive of the year in the NBA. So they're not talking about a guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. We're not talking about a guy who's a slouch in the front office. He knows how to make things happen, how to build teams, how to put a roster together. But this does seem really short-sighted. This is a potential disaster that we're looking at here if DeAndre Ayton walks out for nothing. That just doesn't happen in the modern NBA anymore. If you detect that a guy is leaving and he won't come back, you move the guy and try and get some pieces in return.
I got to believe that James Jones has got a B plan. You know what I mean? Here's the A plan. If everything is sunshine and roses, here's the B plan. If something goes terribly wrong, you know, if somehow something happens and this thing just falls to pieces in the plan B, this is the way we're going to go. And so I would have to believe he's got that.
I think so too. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. What he has managed to do as the general manager of this team so far, I think is worthy of a lot of respect and a lot of credit. So I'm not going to sit here and act like the guy doesn't know what he's doing. I will, if he makes those mistakes and there is no plan B, well, then of course we're going to rip him. But I got to see it happen first. I've got to see things fall apart and fall through, and I've got to actually witness DeAndre Ayton walk away for nothing with my own eyes. I haven't seen that happen yet, so I'm not going to act like James Jones is crazy or dumb or insane until something bad actually happens.
888-368-1580 is the text line. This is the Daily Blender. Let's talk some NFL. Chicago Bears yesterday acquired a receiver from the New England Patriots. His name is N'Keal Harry. And those of you who know anything about Arizona football, Arizona State University, you've been in Arizona, you remember that rivalry, you remember that brilliant catch against USC, that last-second catch where he put a dagger in the heart of the USC Trojans. Remember that? N'Keal Harry, well, he's been sort of mediocre at the NFL level for the Patriots. Was it his fault? I don't know. Was it the system he was in? I don't know. Was it because he had Tom Brady for a season or two and then he was injured a little bit? I don't know. But starting very soon, starting this season, he's going to be a Chicago Bear. Apparently, the free agent trade has happened. Not free agent. I'm sorry. The trade has happened. N'Keal Harry for a 2024 7th-round draft pick from the Chicago Bears. So N'Keal goes and puts on the Bears blue and orange. Is this a good move for the Bears, or is this a good move for the New England Patriots, Keon?
It's kind of a good move for both. He just wasn't catching on in New England. Now, maybe he's just not a great NFL receiver and his skills didn't translate from college to the league. That happens all the time. But sometimes you're just not a good fit. And the Patriots are a very specific, particular organization. They do stuff a certain way, the Patriot way. And if you're not a good fit, sometimes perfectly reasonable, perfectly good players go to New England and struggle. And maybe that's what happened to N'Keal Harry. And I think it's good for New England to try and move on from him and get something back. I believe they got the 7th rounder in return for him, which is not, nothing. It's just for a guy that's not producing all that much. Yeah. 7 isn't terrible. And the Patriots have a way of taking some of these lower picks and packaging them together and turning them into first rounders anyway. So who knows what they're going to wind up doing. But for Harry and for the Bears, I think this is really good. The Bears needed to do something this offseason to help Justin Fields. They didn't get him any real weapons in the draft. They haven't really tried that hard in other parts of free agency to get him anything. N'Keal Harry is at least a guy who at some point in his life has played well. So now you're banking on the fact that he's going to show up. He's going to be in Chicago where he is the number one option. There's nobody really there to compete with him. It's going to be N'Keal Harry getting a lot of opportunities and a lot of looks from Justin Fields. Maybe this is an opportunity for him to reinvent himself in Chicago and for the Bears to maybe get a weapon who is underrated because he's slumping right now.
Yeah, N'Keal's only 24 years old, and this move puts him in a developing receiver group for a chance at turning his career around. So it all looks like it's going to be good for N'Keal Harry if he can go there and perform. Of course, the Bears on a upward trend, having a new quarterback. They finally unloaded the Hall of Famer, and they've got a new look there in the coaching staff and in the offense. So we'll have to wait and see. N'Keal Harry is now a Chicago Bears, but what does that do for the New England Patriots? Is this going to help them this season? Because I know it's a 2024 7th round draft pick. I know they do things like that, but what about this coming year? What do they have to fill the void of N'Keal Harry going away?
I think it helps them in this season, at least with a little of addition by subtraction kind of deal, where just he wasn't happy in New England and he asked for a trade before. They kind of worked things out and brought him back. But just getting a guy who's just not happy being in your locker room, out of the locker room, I think is a really big deal. So I think that is probably good. And it's not like they don't have wide receivers in New England. You know, they went out and got Devontae Parker from the Dolphins. He put up a pretty productive season a year ago. And, depending on how you feel about certain other guys where maybe they're solid quality players, but they're inconsistent. Nelson Aguilar is a guy who's been inconsistent. He has good seasons. He has seasons where he can't catch. If this is one of the good seasons of Nelson Aguilar, well, you'll be all right. If this is one of the seasons where he can't catch the football, you're kind of screwed. So it is a bit of a risk moving on from N'Keal Harry, but I think getting somebody out of your locker room that didn't really want to be there in the first place helps you more than it hurts you.
Well, the Devontae Parker move was good for them because I think that's going to help the Patriots move the football down the field. Yeah, they had a running game. Remember when they played against Tampa Bay when Tom came back to New England for the first time, and all that New England did was run the football. That's all they did. They threw 4 passes the entire game. They ran the football, ended up beating the former Super Bowl champions. So I don't think that New England's in a bad place here. I just hope this is a good move for N'Keal Harry. I really like him. He's a former Sun Devil, and it will be good to see how he flourishes. Justin Fields has got to be delivering the ball to him. These guys have got to hook up. I hope N'Keal Harry goes in there and says, "Hey, I'm N'Keal Harry. You're Justin Fields. Hey, want to have lunch together?" You know, kind of like what happened over in Los Angeles with the Rams. Remember that? And that turned out pretty good. So N'Keal Harry on his way to Chicago for this season. All right, when we come back, more NFL news. Sean Payton has said, well, I might be coming back to coach in 2023. He outlined what teams he would like to come back and coach. We'll talk about it next on the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. For this month only, get a $20 bonus card for every $100 gift card you purchase. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create food, fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. Enjoy a memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, and signature cocktails. Now through July, get your $100 gift card and $20 bonus card. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Admit it, you love the action. You love the excitement.
For a touchdown.
You love the big plays.
Sideline, the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, rock and roll, touchdown.
And you love the big hits.
So do we.
The NFL. We've got the games you want and the info you need. Listen for the latest 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday. And by the way, lots of baseball action going on as we head into the weekend of the All-Star break. That's coming up. Diamondbacks will be in action again. I think it's the Padres, having lost 2 of 3 to the San Francisco Gigantes. The Snakes, Los Serpientes, will be playing San Diego before the All-Star break. But listen, if you're a new customer to FanDuel Sportsbook, you can step up to the plate and make a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 on baseball. Just sign up using promo code Randy1580. Place your first bet, and FanDuel will give you up to $1,000 back in free bets if you don't win. So in other words, you bet $50, FanDuel's giving you $50 back. You bet $1,000, FanDuel's giving you $1,000 in free bets if you don't win. And there's always great promotions every day. There's all sorts of prop bets going on, all sorts of ways for you to jump in and have a little fun on America's #1 sportsbook. The app is safe, it's secure, it's easy to register, easy to get started, and you get paid fast when you win. There's no better place to bet America's favorite pastime than on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Download the Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Randy1580 to get started with your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Got to be 21 or older. Present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after you get them. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Let's go to the text line at 888-368-1580. A Flying Monkey says Harpo Marx. What? Oh, is he?
We're talking Bobby Marks.
Bobby Marks, Harpo Marx. Maybe. Fed fan says if the Suns don't match the Pacers, then it proves how cheap Sarver is. I don't think that this is a Sarver decision. Do you, Keon? Do you feel like Sarver's in charge of this?
I don't think he's 100% in charge, but I think you got to factor him in. Just the idea that you knew you didn't want to pay DeAndre Ayton the max. You knew this entire offseason. That's the part that I'm not going to blame Sarver for. The Suns should have made a move when they had more leverage, which was earlier in this process. They did not do that. And now one of their potential trading partners, the Pacers, getting impatient on them. Yeah. That's not a Sarver problem. However, if DeAndre Ayton has signed this and they let DeAndre Ayton walk away I don't know that you can argue that the team is better. And going $15 million over the cap is not the worst thing ever to keep a team together that won 60 games a year ago.
Yeah, and by the way, Golden State, they were quite a bit over the Tex cap.
To me, if you are an owner of an NBA franchise, you have to be willing to go over the cap. I'm sorry. Otherwise, don't own a team.
Got to have money to make money. Got to spend money to make money.
Exactly. You've got to be able to pay those moments. Now, you don't want to be over the cap. Like, use an example here. My Washington Wizards, I'm concerned about them because they're over the cap, but they're not a championship team. They're not a championship caliber team. That's what you don't want to be. Over the cap and maybe a 7 seed. That doesn't help anybody. But if you're close, if you've been to a finals recently, if you think you can get back there, I don't see why you're sweating about going over the cap, paying a little luxury tax when a championship is what you would be getting out of it.
Chief Skull agrees with you, Keon. With DeAndre Ayton, it's not Sarver's issue. It's the GM, James Jones. For whatever reason, they didn't want DeAndre Ayton because he probably didn't do what they asked of him.
I think we lost Randy there. I think part of the issue is I don't think it's that and I don't know that DeAndre Ayton didn't do what was asked of him. Like what was DeAndre Ayton asked to do? The guy went out there this entire last season. He could have pouted. He could have whined. I want the max, whatever. But he went out and played, and he averaged 20 and 10 and was an incredibly efficient scorer with the basketball. And, in that final collapse where everything went wrong in that Dallas Mavericks series, unfortunately, things fell apart in a really, really bad, destructive way. But I don't think that that's something you can pin just on DeAndre Ayton. But James Jones, I'm assuming he's seeing something. I'm assuming he's talking to people that, I'm not privy to. I don't have sources inside the Suns organization, so I don't know what the hell's going on. All I have are the same reports that everybody else is looking at. But when you look at what DeAndre Ayton is, he's a 7-foot guy who doesn't get played off the floor by smaller players. He can stay laterally in front of other guards. He cuts to the basket. He does the pick and roll game that the Suns want him to do, but he's got the rarity of being able to come back and be somebody who can score in a variety of different ways as well, not just pick and roll. But give it to DeAndre Ayton, and he's got a nice little floater that he's got around the basket, soft touch near the rim. He's got a nice 18-foot jumper that a lot of guys his size don't have. So yeah, I don't put him in that same class of guy as Jokic and Embiid, but that next group of centers, that next tier of guys, DeAndre Ayton is certainly the lead on that. And the thing is, the Pacers are a rebuilding organization. I know that everybody forgot that this happened because the Pacers have been so bad lately, but they got Rick Carlisle as their head coach. They went ahead and got him when he stepped down from being the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Rick Carlisle is a NBA championship coach who's worked with centers who have less talent than DeAndre Ayton. So knowing that the Pacers wanted him this bad, I thought that the Suns would have made a move by now. I couldn't have imagined that they would have let it get this far, but here we are. Randy? Well, no.
Watermelon.
Oh, there you
Hello.
go. Now we can hear.
Hello. Am I on? Is this on?
It is now.
Hello? Watermelon wants to know on the text line. He says, hey, guys, I don't know everything about the basketball, but what's the penalty or issue with going over the salary cap? Would the owner have to do, or what would the owner have to do or come up with? Well, he'd have to come up with money. There's a penalty for going over the salary cap. Doesn't mean you can't go over it. Just means you're going to have to pay X amount of millions more for how much you're over the salary cap. Am I right with this?
You're 100% spot on. So if you're going to be over the salary cap anywhere from $1 to $5 million, then you end up paying a penalty of $5 to $10 million extra that basically goes back to the league. It's part of the revenue sharing program, and then all the teams split up your luxury tax money. If you're over 10 to 15 mil, then that penalty ends up putting you at the $12 million mark, and then 15 to 20 mil gets you to around like a $16 million penalty. So you've got penalties that for every 5 million you go over, that penalty starts to increase a little bit more and a little bit more.
So I'm worried about Boomer Sooner. Can I just say that?
I think that's fair.
I'm worried about Boomer Sooner. This is yet another text on the text line at 888-368-1580 that I've received. Randy, if I'm not mistaken, to kill Harry's first Jerry had Tom Brady, didn't he? And he did nothing. Even without Tom Brady, he did nothing.
I get what he's trying to say, but boy, that voice to text Boomer
Randy
is killing.
I'm not mistaken. To kill Harry's first Jerry.
I think he meant N'Keal Harry.
How many first Jerrys did Harry have?
I don't know. And N'Keal Harry only played one season with Tom. So it's not like he had this long run of playing with Tom and then he didn't do anything. He only had 1 year with the guy, and he only played 7 games and started 5. I can't read into his lack of success with Tom Brady as a reason for why he's not actually good.
Oh, you're right. N'Keal Harry, not kill. Oh, screw it. I'm a text mess today later. And then Chamois. Well, I can't do the cool Chamois. I can't do that like Jeffrey.
No, Jeffrey's the only one who can do it.
But I tried. Chamois says R.I.P. Boomer Sooner. Yeah, it sounds like something's drastically wrong with Boomer Sooner.
I think it's
today.
Boomer Sooner's voice to text. Boomer Sooner, provided you are not operating a motor vehicle, you could read the text before you send it.
Blissful Hayes says he meant N'Keal Harry sucks as a receiver. Is that what he meant?
That sentence does make more sense than the sentence.
It doesn't say that. He says, Randy, if I'm not mistaken, to kill Harry's first Jerry had Tom Brady. Again, is that code for something? Earlier, he said, I think the Saudis want NASCAR to come over and race the camels on their racetracks. What?
Why? They have cars in Saudi Arabia, man.
630 plus horsepower under the hood of that NASCAR. Why would they go get on a fly infested, flea bitten, spitting, angry, grouchy flea bag of a camel? Why? A, it would mess up their fire suits. B, they couldn't wear their fire suits. It's too damn hot. C, they couldn't have those cool helmets. D, they couldn't do burnouts.
And I know what the idea is that we have of the Middle East, and there are places that are war zones. However, there are cars over there. I'm just saying, they don't need to.
888-368-1580. Sean Payton, you might remember him. He used to be a coach in the NFL. He coached a team. I think they were the New Orleans Saints, I believe. Sean Payton has said he wants to return to coaching. And according to a Yahoo Sports report, he wants to come back and he wants to coach certain teams. Let me throw this out there for the fourth dimension. Are you ready for this? He might be coming back in 2023. And he says he would like to, he's interested in the Miami Dolphins, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Los Angeles Chargers.
You have to be one of those coaches going, wait, what the hell? I'm still coaching here. Why are you choosing my job?
You know what Mike McCarthy's doing? He lifted his head up from his roast beef sandwich. Roast beef. Wait, what? What did he say? Ooh, another sandwich.
I hope the Cowboys don't hire him. That would be.
Jerry's going to do that.
Oh,
He'll kick McCarthy. He'll kick his fat ass out of there. He'll bring in Sean Payton. He'll right now. Jerry's already sent him a bunch of Dallas Cowboy swag. Right now.
Yeah, I know he has. I just that move would actually make the Cowboys better, and I don't want.
Here's what's boss about this move by Sean Payton. He hasn't even fulfilled his 1-year contract of studio work with Fox Sports yet. And he's already going out saying, I'm going to come back and coach. And I'm naming my teams.
My current employer does not have me long term. They just don't. And I know where I'm going to go next. And those jobs are already filled. I'm going to take that job from somebody. Stones, man. Sean Payton's got stones.
That's like a boss right there. I mean, he hasn't even, oh my God. He hasn't said a word on a microphone yet. And he's already coaching somebody else. Mike McCarthy. Ooh. He has no clue what's going on.
No. As per usual.
All right, we need to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some more NFL stuff. And your text on the text line at 888-368-1580. I'm Randy White. That's Keon Rose, the sexiest man in sports talk radio. Jeffrey O'Brien out with the Nunya disease. When we come back, I've got a list. I think the Fourth Dimension would be really, really surprised and really want to jump in on. I have a feeling this is going to supplant anything else we do the rest of the day. I just have this feeling. Anyway, stay tuned. It's right around the corner here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong. I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics and join the Align Healthy Gut Team Up. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align probiotics for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel. Get $2 off your first month of Align at alignprobiotics.com.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. The first pro sports team to sell out 814 straight home games may come as a surprise to you. Think about it. 814 consecutive sellouts at home. The answer is coming up.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the first pro sports team to sell out 814 straight home games. The Portland Trailblazers in the Rose Garden from 1977 to 1995. Portland Trailblazers, the answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Don't just do it every day.
Do it several times a day.
Because it feels that good.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Get the latest sports headlines.
The buzz around the league. Listen to podcasts.
Stay up with social media.
Just log on to our website
at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, here on this July 14th, Thursday. Be careful out in the East Valley. If you're traveling around Tempe, Mesa, Scottsdale, Queen Creek, I can't say that. I can never say that right. Queen Creek.
It is one of those.
Gilbert,
words.
Chandler, big storm out there moving in from the east and southeast, which is normal. Of course, out here in the West Valley, where Miss Kim and I are, nothing.
Sorry about that.
Tempe, Mesa, be careful. Lightning, thunder, rain. But here in the West Valley, nothing.
Yeah, got a little lightning and rain last night.
I was looking at the 1580, the Fanatic Harman Solar radar that we have here. And in the North Valley, not in the North Valley yet, but it's creeping down. There is a massive storm in the North Country right now. The Chino Valley, Prescott, they're just getting pounded. Seligman, Cottonwood, Camp Verde, Flagstaff, and this is giant. You think it would come down here? No. Out where I'm at, Buckeye, Maricopa, all that. No. Marana, they're getting rain right now. Florence is getting rain. You guys in the East Valley, you're going to get some good rain, it looks like. But here we're that little blue dot right there. Nothing.
It's a damn shame. Because the rain's entertaining. It's good to look at as long as you're not in it.
And the thing about it is I talked to Radio Ron into investing in all of this sensitive meteorological equipment that I have here at the compound. I don't get to use it very often. Sometimes I like to go in the front yard and squirt it with the hose. And then it picks up like rain and bells go off and stuff. Miss Kim gets all excited. 888-368-1580 is the text line. We're talking NFL. We were just talking about Sean Payton returning from his tour of duty with Fox Sports and returning to coaching football in 2023. He says that Miami, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Los Angeles Chargers, 3 different places he'd like to go. Blissful Hayes says, did I hear Jeffrey is returning in 2023? No, probably tomorrow. Blissful Hayes. Sensei Juan says, hola, I'm back. Sorry for the disappearance. And you should be, Buster. 888-368-1580. Before the break, I talked to you about the most craveable fast food burgers, a company that tracks consumer habits, aka Google. Am I right? Went through their stats to find the most craveable fast food burgers. Here are the top 10. Ready? Keon, I think you're going to be surprised. I'm going to start with number 10. At number 10, Five Guys. Have you ever eaten it? Have you ever eaten at Five Guys?
I love Five Guys. I'm a little shocked that it's 10.
Number 10, Five Guys. Number 9, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack is way craveable to me. I eat Shake Shack probably more than
I have never eaten at Shake Shack.
It's
ever.
A really good burger.
Are they out here in Arizona?
Yeah, they are actually. I mean, they don't have like a ton of locations, but yeah, they're here.
See, now this was surprising to me because I love these burgers, and I was in a golf tournament in June, and I won a $30 gift certificate, which is not going to cover my meal, but it is very generous nonetheless. At Red Robin at number 8.
It's a bit low, don't you think?
Well, I mean, their sign says gourmet burgers. Wouldn't you think they would be higher up?
Yeah. And I'll look, that Whiskey River burger that they have, that thing's
please.
awesome. I love that burger.
please. And the fries they bring are the endless fries.
The fries, and if you get the
I
like
to say endless instead of bottomless because I giggle a little bit. Bottomless fries.
Yeah.
Number 8, Red Robin. Number 7, and this one I can't see this. I'm sorry. Every time I eat there, I get the heartburn. I get the acid reflux. Carl's Jr.
I hate that place. I can't stand it. I don't know. I don't think they make a good burger. It's one of the worst fast food burgers I've ever had.
I think they have some sort of like a shaker full of some sort of a powder that they put on there to give me the acid reflux. I don't know what it is. It's probably acid reflux shake or something that they've developed at the Carl's Jr. Laboratories, and that's why I get the acid. I can't eat there.
For me, it's not even acid reflux. I like flat out do not like the burger. The last burger I had there was the mushroom Swiss Angus burger.
Oh dear God!
How the hell do you screw that up? It should taste good.
It's that shaker full of acid reflux. That's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But it's
number 6, and this is surprising to me. I'm sorry. I don't think they have enough national recognition. But In and Out is number 6.
I'm worried about what this top 5 is going to look like because
I could eat it In and Out every day.
I don't know if I could do it every day, but
I
could eat there very often. Yeah, I do.
Their shakes are delicious. They're not precocious at all. You watch them when you're going up to pay. They put the potatoes in that potato, fry maker, and they like smashing those potatoes through there, like bam, bam, bam. They go through a bag of potatoes like nothing, and they got real meat in every. Oh my God, the In and Out.
Double animal style,
I don't do the animal style.
You don't do the animal style? No. I do. I like it a lot.
That's got the chili and all the fixings on it, right?
I don't know. Style? I don't know if it's the chili, but it's this sauce, and yeah, it's got onions and a bunch of other stuff in there too.
I can't do that. All right, number 5, Smash Burger. Not bad.
Not bad. I wouldn't put it that high, but it's
top
a good
5,
burger.
Probably not. Yeah,
but it's a top 10 burger, a top 10 craveable burger.
Oh yeah. Well, they've got it right in the middle at number 5, Smash Burger.
Okay.
Number 4, another place that has a shaker full of acid reflux for me. Whataburger at number 4. I don't care what burger it is, chicken, beef. I don't care what it is. I get the acid reflux from the Whataburger.
I like Whataburger though. That definitely is a top 5 one for me.
You think it's a top 5 one?
Yeah, it does it for me. I get it I get whatever burger I get on the Texas toast. That's the key to enjoying Whataburger. And I don't know. It always works out for me. I grew up with it though. I was like middle school, high school. Whataburger was like next to my house.
So they're like the back east. The Whataburger's big.
Well, in Texas anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I Whataburger huge in Texas, and that's what I grew up with. So little comfort food for me, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Number 3, all I get from Whataburger is like sadness and acid reflux. Every Whataburger I go into is the same. Number 3, and I still can't get the grease stain out of my car from their fries. Anyway, number 3, and I can't believe this, but I kind of like this, but I don't know if it's a top 3. And I'll just say that right in front of everybody right now. Number 3, Burger King.
Top 3?
Top 3. Burger King.
That's not true. That has to be wrong. That has to be a misprint. It's not a bad burger. And
right here, it's on my thing.
Burger King is a top 10 burger, but craveable burger.
The Whopper is pretty damn good. And you get like the double cheeseburger.
I don't know.
Their French fries, they have improved on their French fries. I give them an A+ on the French fries. They have improved.
Circle back around on the French fries. I haven't.
But the damn chicken fries, I don't know what they're trying to do there. It reminds me of the zombie apocalypse. Sorry.
They're just really skinny chicken tenders.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you can market them as fries if you want to. They're just
they look like tenders. Fingers to me, man. Number 2. All right, this is surprising. We talked about it yesterday on the program. Crystal.
What? If I had a top 25, I wouldn't have put Crystal on there.
They serve mini burgers, and most of their stores are in the South. So I don't know what the hell is going on with this company. But in the South, Keon, does everybody eat hamburgers, and do they all go to Crystal?
Well, everybody does eat hamburgers, but Crystal is popular.
Is this a place like would they just steam the thing? They don't even put it on a grill or anything?
No, yeah, right? It's the same as White Castle.
Oh my God, the number one burger on this list, White Castle.
Really?
I'm not lying to you. I'm looking at it right here. It's in black and white, man.
I don't know what to make of this.
It's in a large font because Jeffrey gave me this list, so it's in huge font. I could see this from space. That's how big the font is.
White Castle and Crystal are the two most craveable burgers. That's not true. That's just not true.
So what's number one for you? What number one burger? And I no judgment here. I don't care. What's your number one burger? What's your number one go-to burger?
What is my number one go-to? I'd have to say right now it's been the Shake Shack burger.
Really?
Yeah.
Shake Shack, number 9 on the list. According to Google. I mean, a company that tracks consumer habits. Number 9, Shake Shack.
That doesn't make any sense.
See, if I'm going most craveable fast food burgers, okay? Right now for me, it's Burger King and or Red Robin.
I would say Red Robin is up there for me. I would say Five Guys is higher up there for me. They have Five Guys. You said 10?
Five Guys is number 10.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Five Guys burger is a truly, first off, incredibly customizable burger. But secondly, even if you just get a straight burger, it's good.
Is Five Guys? Is it Five Guys the place that's got the peanut shells all over the damn floor? They don't take a broom to the lobby.
I think so. Yeah.
And
also, they give you a billion fries. If you get a small fries, they still give you your whole bag is full of fries.
Well, look, I don't have a problem with that. I like the French fries. That's my problem. That's why I'm 300 pounds. It's because I like the French fries.
Look, that's not a complaint. I'm just saying that's what they do there.
Isn't it weird though? You go to the Five Guys and there's like you're walking on peanut shells. Doesn't it just seem there's something that seems unsanitary about that whole thing to me?
Because I don't think anyone's eating the peanuts. So it just seems like it's there for
some kind of effect. Well, if you stay there, I think they bring you like a thing of peanuts, or they had you get your own peanuts or something. I don't know. And people just throw them on the damn floor, and that's part of ambiance, part of the ambiance.
I guess. I don't know.
Holy cow. But White Castle, number 1?
White Castle is your number 1, and Crystal is your number 2. Craveable burger. This list is just how are they tracking these consumer trends? Is it just searches? Because if it's searches, then that doesn't tell me that's the most craveable burger.
Hey Randy, is this just classic burgers? It's just the list that I see here, the list that I have in front of me, Watermelon, is these are the most craveable fast food burgers? ? A company, Google, that tracks consumer habits went through their stats to find the most craveable fast food burgers. Here we go. Top 10. Number 10, Five Guys. 9, Shake Shack. 8, Red Robin. Carl's Jr. at 7. 6 is In-N-Out. 5, Smash Burger. 4, Whataburger. 3, Burger King. 2, Crystal. And I know, can you just save your text, save your characters for Crystal Meth? We're talking hamburgers. And number 1, White Castle burgers. Number 1 on the list of most craveable fast food burgers. Agree or disagree? 888-368-1580. When we come back, we'll talk about that.
Disagree.
We will also talk about a lawsuit by Freddie Freeman's agent, Casey Close. He's suing someone from CBS. Also, he's not just another pretty face. He's Patrick Mahomes. Find out what I mean around the corner on the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong.
I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics and join the Align Healthy Gut Team Up. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align probiotics for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel. Get $2 off your first month of Align at alignprobiotics.com.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
The primary election is August 2nd, 2022. Are you voting by mail? Remember to request your ballot by mail no later than July 22nd, or join the active early voting list. Mail your ballot back 7 to 10 days before Election Day, or return your ballot by mail to any secure election drop box or voting location by 7 p.m. on Election Day. Learn more at arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Welcome to a Thursday edition of the Daily Blender on this July 14th, 2022. It's kind of stormy looking out there in all sides of the valley, in north, east, southeast. Out here in the west, it's not so beautiful day in Arizona. 110 in downtown Phoenix. Anyway, my name is Randy White. Over there, that's Keon Rose, the sexiest man in sports talk radio. He's behind the glass, pushing the buttons, making things happen. You are on the text line at 888-368-1580, and we are broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful Scottsdale. And we had before the break, we had a list of the top 10 most craveable fast food burgers. All right. So, and Keon and I went through this list, and we did not agree on this list. He and I agreed together, but we did not agree with this list. Number 10, let me remind you, number 10 was Five Guys. 9 was Shake Shack. 8 was Red Robin. Number 7 was Heartburn, Carl's Jr. 6, In-N-Out. 5, Smash Burger. 4, Whataburger. It's more of that heartburn. 3, Burger King. 2, Crystal, not meth. And number 1, White Castle Burgers. And by the way, McDonald's was nowhere in the top 10.
which is, look, I don't think McDonald's makes the best burgers.
With like 150 bazillion made, you would think they'd be in the top 10.
You would think so, yeah. But I would eat that quarter pounder that they've got at McDonald's before I ate anything out of it.
I used to eat the hell out of those quarter pounders.
They're good burgers.
Well, it has McDonald's back in my day when I was a young man. Now you're a young man right now. Back when I was a young man and frequently visiting some of the evening spots here in the Valley, and not strip clubs either. The watering holes around town, and not strip clubs. I know what you're going to do. Not you, Keon, but I know what the fourth dimension is going to do.
We know what they're like.
I used to go late at night and partake of the Jack in the Box. The tacos, maybe a jumbo jack. Something like that. Has McDonald's become the drunk food of this generation?
Has it become the drunk food? I don't think so.
So, like when you're out of the town, Keon, you and your bevy of ladies that you have, your friends.
I would say bevy. But
you go out and I know you, Keon. Come on, all of your quote unquote friends go out on town. Do you stop at the McDonald's when you've had you had a good night and you've tied one on, and do you hit the McDonald's on the way home?
The go-to one for me has been Jack in the Box.
Really? So it's still kind of Jack in the Box is the late night stop.
Yeah, it just I don't know. Jack in the Box gets the job done. Because you can go burgers there, you can go tacos if you really want to. Some late night tacos.
Yeah, those tacos, they always seem to kill the alcohol.
Yeah, so that's the one for me.
All right, so we asked you 888-368-1580. What are your thoughts about this? Blissful Hayes says, "Hey Randy, there's a Shake Shack at Fashion Square Mall in Scottsdale." Really?
Yeah. And you don't really have to go into the mall. It's like at the side of the mall. So you can just go into the Shake Shack and leave.
Fashion Square Mall. I was going into Fashion Square Mall one time, just by happenstance. I don't frequent the place. I don't live out there, so I don't frequent the place. And this older gentleman walked by me. It was Jerry Colangelo. Stopped and he talked to me. We talked about the Diamondbacks. Nicest guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was Jerry Colangelo. Anyway, my brush with fame. Shortly after that, he sold the team. I don't know if there was any correlation between him talking to me and then selling the team. I don't know. Mr. Pringle said, never, and I mean never, go to Whataburger with Blissful Hayes. Really?
Is there a story there?
Something we need to know, Mr. Pringle? I mean, don't keep us in the dark here. Hamilton Porter says, in the Midwest, we had Steak and Shake, same idea, but with milkshakes.
Yeah, Steak and Shake, they had some of those in the South too, where I was.
Steak and Shake?
Yeah, Steak and Shake does a very similar, your late night, just trying to kill the the alcohol so you don't end up with the hangover. You go to the Steak and Shake, and they got the fries Jeffrey was talking about yesterday, the shoestring fries, the thin ones.
Do they?
Yeah. So when they're fresh and hot, those are really good.
See now, Freddy's Burgers. That's not on the list either. Freddy's Burgers.
That's another one.
They got the shoestring fries. Oh my God! And then you finish it off with one of those custard. Oh my God. Donnie says half the burgers on this list are more enjoyable when you've been out drinking for the night. Yeah, I agree, Donnie. Big George Whataburger, really? They stink. It's not even a top 10. I say, what a piece of crap.
Wow.
What? Big George also says, isn't Carl's Jr. a sponsor of 1580 The Fanatic? At least they used to be. I don't like the Carl's Jr. either. I love In-N-Out. And it's a travesty of justice to have them all the way down at number 6. Well, I mean, I agree, Big George.
I don't know. I don't know any checks that Carl's Jr. has cut to any of us.
Well, back in the day, they used to be.
Okay.
But that Carl's Jr. has turned into it's not Filiberto's. It's like Marcoberto's or Biliberto's or
One of the Berto.
Jim
Albertos?
Alberto's.
I don't know.
Something. Mark Billy from Phoenix. Horrible list of top burger joints. Thank you. Who put this burger place together? This burger place list together? Well, your friends at Google. I mean, they're not spying on you. Cliff Dingleberry says, I think you read the list backwards. I did read the list backwards. I went number 10, Five Guys. Oh, he's saying that I should have started with.
If you flip the list and make
number 1,
10, number
White Castle. Number 2, or number 8, Crystal. Number 7, Burger King.
I think what he's saying is if you actually reverse the list, and so number 10 was actually number 1, the list would make way more sense.
All right, sorry about that, Cliff. I just went by what the names by them. I do that. Whoever Sensei Juan says. Burger King should never be a thing. You're out of your mind, Keon. Whoever made this list is high on crack. Now, see, I told you.
Why am I out of my mind? I said I didn't even like Burger King that much. I mean, I would have it in the top 10, but like Burger King wouldn't be my number 3 or 5 or 7.
The homeless people who live outside of the shop I work at are smarter than the person who created this list. Well, it wasn't a person. It was Google. I mean, okay. We're not spying on anyone.
Yeah, all we have is the company that tracks consumer habits. So, well, they're the ones that, they do the thing.
Let's see. The Hefty Lefty says, I think Rehab Burger takes the crown in Arizona. If we're including sit-down restaurants, fast casual restaurants, I prefer Shake Shack. If I want to spend $18 for the burger, fries, and a drink. As for pure fast food burgers, you can't beat the value of In-N-Out. And what in the world is Red Robin? Fast food? No, it's gourmet burgers, man. And Hefty Lefty, have you been into Red Robin? They have like endless fries. Red Robin. Come on. Let's see. Watermelon says, okay, so I'm confused a little by the places that made the list. To me, fast food burger means drive-through. If it's a dine-in and dine-in only, you shouldn't be on the list. Top 3, Whataburger, Burger King, with the Whopper and In-N-Out. I can go with you on 2 of those.
Well, yeah, I don't know exactly what qualifies as a fast food burger because Red Robin is it's a sit-down restaurant. It's not really fast food. It's not fast, but I don't know.
Hitting the Nut says, I miss Jack in the Box egg rolls. Oh, God, those are good. Really?
I never had those.
Jack in the Box egg rolls. Think about it for a second. They went into the kitchen with one of those brooms. They swept up the fillings for the egg rolls. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Kiss to Cook says, Rally Burger, Blake Slotta Burger, not on the list. No, really not.
Yeah, that's another snub, that egregious snub that's on this list.
McDonald's, no, and never has been. It's not open that late. So, okay, McDonald's is not the drunk food of this current generation. All right, I get it.
Well, maybe it's not open that late here. All I know is that I've lived in a couple of places where there was a 24-hour McDonald's. So I have used McDonald's as a drunk food before.
There's a lot of 24-hour McDonald's here in Arizona. Wonder why that is. Fubar 1000 says, howdy, Blender Bros. Keon is so sexy. He makes sexy look not sexy. Damn it, McDonald's is so expensive now. I have to take a loan out just to get a cheeseburger and fries. Wow.
I did see one of those quick loan apps advertising, hey, if you sign up, we can get you some McDonald's. I think that's kind of telling. McDonald's is pretty pricey now, but what place isn't with all the inflation going on?
Hey, my buddy Boogie is on the text line at 888-368-1580 as we talk most craveable fast food hamburgers. And Boogie says, if you've never gone to White Castle at 1 a.m. tying one off, you're missing out on life. I pass. I went fully sober to a White Castle. I pass. Jagdog says no Culver's burgers. No, Jagdog, I know.
That's another snub.
I know. And their damn cement mixer things that they have, they're a little piece of heaven. They just reached up in the sky with a big giant ice cream scooper and scooped some heaven out and threw it in there. Are you kidding me? No Culver's burgers? Donnie, kind of like Five Guys, and not really fast, but you guys got to try BurgerFi.
BurgerFi is really good.
You've heard of that? BurgerFi?
Yeah, there's one in Tempe, and they got this Wagyu beef burger.
Oh my God.
Oh, good Lord.
Wagyu beef.
Ooh.
That's got to be at least $30.
Well, somehow they got the cost to not be $30 a burger, but
Donnie says delicious.
And they put the bacon on there. Listen,
with the Wagyu, they put bacon on there.
It's not bad.
That's a winner.
I enjoyed it a lot. I think Donnie's onto something.
I don't know that I can read this, Blissful Haze. He says, LOL, you could say there was a fecal mist emitting from my trousers. What? What the hell are you talking about? Boy, I mean, I've never seen the text. I know now what to talk about, you guys. Big George says, okay, I like the White Castle as much as any former Chicagoan, and my grandparents got engaged at a White Castle. I'm sorry for your loss, Big George. But it's not the number one fast food burger in America. For me, it's Shake Shack or In-N-Out.
White Castle is not in the top 15 of craveable fast food burgers, and neither is Crystal Burger.
I have to tell you, and I don't often talk about my personal life, but my ex-wife, she was from Chicago, and we took a trip there one time, and she, oh my God, on the plane over was driving me crazy. We got to go White Castle, got to go to White Castle, got to go to White Castle. I'm like, dude, relax. We're in the air with 38,000 feet. There's nothing I can do about that. We landed. The first thing we had to go to White Castle. Before we went anywhere else, we went to White Castle. Worst hamburger I ever had. Worst. Absolute worst.
Now, did you get one of the little mini ones, or was it just?
She told me what to get. I got it. It was the worst. I mean, it was filthy. It was terrible. I'm in Chicago, somewhere between Chicago, like downtown Chicago, and the suburbs that we were going to. I think we may have been in Schaumburg. Oh my God, it was the most filthiest hamburger joint we went into. Nobody was there, and her and her brother are buying we'll take 40 dozen, and I'm like, you guys are crazy. Nobody's going to eat that stuff. It was terrible.
Yeah, I've never been to White Castle, but I went to Crystal Burger, and everyone tells me it's the same steamed slider deal. So that's why I've never been to White Castle. I just haven't been, all that fired up to go. But there were a ton of Crystal Burgers, where I lived. They had great fries. I'll give them that. They had great fries, but the burger wasn't good. It just wasn't a good burger.
It was
gooey.
Maybe it was just the day I went there. It had no taste. They had these nasty onions on there. The bun was mushy. Oh, it was just
because they steam them.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They put the bun and everything in there and steam
and then steam the whole thing. Yeah. So you just end up with a sandwich that's squishy. The burger's squishy, the meat, the actual patty, but so is the other ingredients if there's pickles or whatever in there. And then the bread is gooey. I don't know. I don't like it. There's nothing about it that I enjoy.
The bread is gooey. You're exactly right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chamoy says the White Castle hate is unnecessary. Well, come on, Chamoy, come on. Some people are not going to like the White Castle. You either love it or you hate it. The 9117 new texter here on the Daily Blender. Let me get over here to the soundboard. New texter, the 911 or the 917 says White Castle sucks. It's terrible. Jim and Awatuki. Is that your texter name, Jim and Awatuki?
Because you can choose a cool one if you want. Not that your name's not cool, but if you want, you can choose whatever nickname you wish you'd been given as a kid. Because usually when you're a kid and you get a nickname, People give it to you. You don't choose your nickname.
Jim and Awatuki. Right now, that's your text name. We got to have a text name. We got to know who the hell we're talking to, Jim and Awatuki. Jag Dog, number 1, Five Guys. Number 2, Whataburger. Number 3, Smashburger. Number 2 is Whataburger? The hell is going on? Is there like a coup happening at Whataburger that I don't know about? Because the last time I was there, he also says the Chuck Box in Tempe's a damn good burger.
The Chuck Box? I'm writing this down.
Chuck Box in Tempe.
Chuck Box. Haven't tried that one before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Churro, no Freddy's Burger. Blake's Lotta Burger, drink green chili for the win. Culver cheese curds. Oh, I know. The Culver's cheese curds. Oh,
I haven't had those. I feel like I'm missing out now.
Try them. It's worth the extra price. They're a little expensive. At Culver's, they think fried cheese is really expensive. Fubar 1000 says Burger King, Five Guys, homemade barbecue mushroom burgers with Swiss cheese. Okay. Yeah, you can't beat a homemade burger, guys. I don't care. Baker's Cocky Hen says Joe's Farm and Grill is great also. What?
I'm guessing that's another local burger.
Blissful Haze, McDoubles kick ass. No, come on. Tiger Paws. Ooh, Culver Swish and mushroom and a cherry cheesecake concrete mixer. Wow.
Well, we know that gets FedFan fired up.
Miss Kim just texted me and says, I think Boomer Sooner's right in front of me. Hit in the Nut says they sprinkle the heartburn powder on the White Castle burgers, speaking from first-hand experience. All right. I love all the text action. We got to move on. You keep texting in at 888-368-1580. When we come back, I've got some NFL. Also, the changing Big 12 landscape. What's going on in college football? We'll talk to Keon about it right around the corner here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will pull it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
For the latest in the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I miss my baby. Someone stole my baby. By the way, my baby is my landscaping truck that was literally stolen from a job site. Baby, won't you please come home?
Owning a small business isn't always as lovely as it sounds, but with 30-plus customizable coverage options, Progressive Commercial keeps your business humming along. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
I love my sweetheart. By the way, that's my riding lawnmower.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
And that one is out of here.
The first half of the baseball season is in the books. Now, things really get fun. Will the Mets hold on to take the East, or will the defending champs make it interesting? Swing and a liner, fair ball. The Astros are starting to look like the Yankees' biggest contender, or will the Twins set sail in the second half to challenge for the AL crown? Get the latest from around the MLB on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday. If you're in the East Valley, you got some weather moving up from the southeast. If you're in the north, like Prescott, Payson, all that area, you got a lot of rain, a lot of weather activity. So take the appropriate precautions. Yeah, Keon, there's weather heading your way. As I look out here in the West Valley, absolutely nothing. And I think Miss Kim and I need to move. We need to move somewhere where the weather is.
Because that's a big deal for you. Like watching the weather and watching all that stuff develop.
Yeah, Miss Kim and I love to sit on the patio. We enjoy a nice storm, a nice thunder shower, lightning, and because it's so odd here in the desert, in the butt of the desert, as we are here in Arizona. All right, so the Big 12 landscape is kind of changing. Of course, you've known about Texas and Oklahoma for a while. You saw the big move from USC and UCLA, and the Big 12. Their incoming commissioner, the new commissioner, Brett Yorkman, says, we're open for business and we're taking phone calls. So does that mean, Keon, that many more teams are going to solicit the Big 12 to move from their current conference, number one? And number two, is the Pac-12 history, is it done?
It certainly feels like it, but let me jump to the first question. Yeah, I think teams are going to call the Big 12. And what's more, I think the Big 12 is going to call teams. I think the Big 12, I think Brett Yorkman, he is not yet the commissioner. He is the commissioner in waiting, if you will. So he's trying to get his imprint on what's going on right now, because this is a guy who has a ton of experience in sports, but he doesn't have experience in college football specifically. They are bringing him in from Jay-Z's Rock Nation, agency. And so he's got a ton of experience as an agent and dealing with players, but he doesn't have the experience necessarily in college football. So he's trying to get ahead of this early and basically let everybody know, look, the Big 12 is here to stay. And I think that they're going to go hunting for teams, and they are going to start with the Pac-12. And so to answer your second question, if they're able to draw some of these other teams from the Pac-12 that are left, the USC, UCLA, they go. But if they're able to pull Oregon, that would be absolutely huge for the Big 12. I think that if they're able to pull, ASU and U Arizona, kind of feels like a package deal there. But if they're able to pull them, then you have a program with U Arizona that can be dominant in basketball, and a program in ASU that I think if you get the right coach in there and the right people in there that want to actually go out there and put a product out there that's good, I think the ASU can be really good at football. So you're moving into the Big 12, or at least the Big 12 thinks that they want you to move in, and they're going to start there, and they're going to look at the ACC too, by the way, because where the SEC and the Big 10 are, they're making the rest of the money, and they're going to have a lot of say so in what happens next in college football. And so the Big 12 wants to be in on that too.
Why would like an Oregon or ASU or U of A want to move to the Big 12? Why can't they stay in the Pac-12? I know the Big 12 is like there's some prestige there, but it's not the SEC.
No, it's not. And the reason why you'd want to move into the Big 12 is because the Big 12 is going to say, hey, look at the Pac-12. Look at what they did to you guys. Look at the TV network that they set up. It's a joke. We wouldn't do that to you. Look at what the revenue is coming in for some of these other conferences. Our money isn't that big, but it's bigger than what the Pac-12 has been doing to you guys. We wouldn't do that to you. We'd separate the money better. And you know what? We're going to spin this so that losing Texas and Oklahoma is a good thing, because those were the two programs that wanted to suck up most of the revenue. Well, they're gone. We can make room for you guys, and we can prioritize you. And if you're great at basketball, well, that's going to still be important. You're great at football. That's important here too. So no matter what sport you lean towards in terms of how good you are, we can handle it. We can take care of you for that. And I think that that's the way that they're going to convince these schools that the Pac-12 is dying anyway. That's what I would say if I picked up the phone and called them. Pac-12's on its way out, but we've got stability here. We've handled teams leaving us before. So this isn't new for us. We're able to bounce back from it. Do you think the Pac-12 can?
Well, I think that's a question that's got to be answered here, and it's got to be answered soon. But the Pac-12 has a new commissioner coming in. He's already changed a bunch of things. I think we'll have to wait and see. I think it's crazy right now. The landscape of college sports is just kind of up in the air and kind of crazy. And quite honestly, it's all about money. What are these programs that are making money? If you're making money, you're welcome to go to the SEC or the Big 12 or the Big 10. I mean, I think Nick Saban is right. Football as we've known it for many decades here in this country is over. It's going to look completely different. It's not changing anytime soon.
I think it's going to be beyond football too, because football is going to drag everything else, but all of college athletics, whether you're a fan of football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever, it's all changing.
Does Notre Dame, do they join a conference, or do they stay independent?
They have to. Because you're the loose partnership thing that they're doing right now. It works in the old model, but now you're starting to get to this point where there are super conferences and teams are going to be putting each other on each other's schedules. The schedules are going to be tougher to fill out for Notre Dame, and simply being in a conference that's going to have some sway in what college football starts to look like in the future. You're going to want to be in on that. Notre Dame by themselves, they don't have any sway. They don't have any pull. This isn't, 1952. They don't have the gravitas as one university. If they want to have a say in what college football looks like down the road, they're going to have to join a conference.
888-368-1580. The landscape of college football is changing before our very eyes. What's wrong with Baylor? Why doesn't anybody want Baylor?
That's an odd one to me, because they have been successful lately. I'm not sure why Baylor isn't a desired commodity. They're a private university, so they can kind of just do whatever they want. They can recruit very well because they're in Texas. They have a recent history, but a history of being able to compete for Big 12 championships. They've got the Heisman Trophy winner, Robert Griffin III, in their school resume. So they've got a little bit of clout and cachet that you think they'd be able to use to get to wherever they want to go. Whatever conference feels good for them, they can probably jump there. But it doesn't seem to be the case. They're not really drawing a ton of attraction. And I think that's just good news for the Big 12, because they don't want Baylor to go anywhere.
Well, is it because of that scandal they had a few years back where they kind of ripped that whole program apart?
Yeah, I mean, that didn't help. The whole scandal with Art Briles, where there were, players on campus assaulting students and things of that nature, actually assaulting them and sexually assaulting them too. It was a whole bad, disastrous situation where the school wasn't listening to female students who came in and said, "Hey, X football player did this to me," and the schools covered it up. So yeah, it's one of the worst scandals that has ever happened in college sports. But I think that the school did enough. They fired everybody. Art Briles, who at the time was one of the 5 best coaches in college football, will never coach again, and he shouldn't. But I think the stink of that hangs on them enough that it's going to be hard for them to get past that. But they have been lately making sure that their program is run right, making sure that their school is doing all of the things that it's supposed to do. And again, the football success and the basketball success, I mean, they won a national championship, by God, it's been there. So I'm a little confused that still hasn't lifted them above all of the scandals that they've been through.
So there's been a lot of movement lately. We're clear with Oklahoma and Texas moving to the SEC. We're clear with USC and UCLA moving to the Big Ten. Is the SEC done, or do you think they're kind of content where they're at with 16 teams? Because according to the SEC Football Unfiltered podcast from the USA Today network, Blake Topmeyer and John Adams have identified other teams that the SEC should consider moving there. So I'm going to ask you if these teams should join the SEC, and you tell me yes or no. Number one, Topmeyer's first pick is Clemson. Do you think Clemson it should be an SEC school?
Yeah, they're a natural fit. I think they fit the culture of what the SEC wants. They basically are to a degree. They have so many damn connections to Alabama and Tennessee and Georgia and all of those states. It wouldn't change their recruiting footprint at all. And as far as the ACC goes, the ACC is kind of holding Clemson back. Whenever Clemson has a good season, what is the first question we all ask about Clemson? Well, who do they play? Well, they played all the other schools in the ACC, and they're not any damn good. So Clemson kind of being held back by the rest of their conference. If the SEC came calling, I think Clemson would have to say yes and should.
What about Florida State?
Florida State's another one that's a really, really good cultural fit. They're on hard times right now. It's really rough for them, but they're trying to bounce back, and they've got a legacy. They've got a name. I think it would fit what the SEC is about. You know, they play a similar brand of football. Even I think that Florida State would be a solid fit too. And again, they're one of those conferences or one of the schools where the conference kind of dictates what happens to them. And I would unshackle myself from the ACC as fast as humanly possible if I was an ACC school.
All right. What about Miami?
Miami with Mario Cristobal there now. Like, if you'd asked me this maybe a month or two ago, I would probably have said no, or not a month or two ago, but before they hired Mario Cristobal, I would have said no, just because I don't know that they could compete. They don't have the recruiting history that a lot of these other SEC schools do, and it is tough for Miami to gain that relevance that they once had. And I think you would see Miami show up in the SEC and get their butts kicked. But Mario Cristobal is a damn good coach. So I think that Mario Cristobal, being the recruiter that he is, but also being the coach that he is, I think that guy could do some things for Miami to make them competitive if they were in the SEC. So I would say yes.
Okay, I'll give you another one. North Carolina.
I don't know. I don't think that that's necessarily the best fit.
The SEC network is headquartered in Charlotte,
which is, I guess, ironic. That would help. But if I'm just looking at it from a football perspective, because that's really, if you're going to join the SEC, that is the perspective that you need to look at. If you're North Carolina, you're primarily a basketball school. You have years where you were good in college football, but even with a coach of the caliber and quality of a Mac Brown, you still have to plan your cycles. So you're going, okay, if we recruit like this year, in 3 to 4 years, we'll be a really competitive team. Do you want to be that? Because that makes you Kentucky in the SEC. You're really good at basketball, but you're never winning an SEC title. If that's not what you want, because if you're in the ACC right now, you could win ACC titles. I don't think that you can necessarily do that if you go to the SEC. It's going to be hard for you to compete on a football field.
Okay, so here's another one, sort of an outlier. Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech is another one where I'm just like,
tell me that's not a rabid, fan base there.
It is 100% a rabid fan base. And I think the SEC would love to have them, but they haven't been that great in the last 5-6 years. And again, you got to look at where your football program is, because that's what's important when you go there. Your fans are great, but if you don't have the right coach in place right now, if you don't have a guy that's going out there who's going to be like a dog recruiting, then I would say no. I would back away from this, because you're just going to get your ass kicked repeatedly in the SEC if that program's not up to snuff. And that's the same way I feel about North Carolina. There are good college football programs in the SEC right now that just get crushed because they're smaller schools.
888-368-1580. The fan base here still wants to talk about our hamburger, most craved fast food burgers. Hefty Lefties on the text line. Dairy Queen burgers are underrated. Not the best by any means, but the classic double cheeseburger has never disappointed. All right. Mr. J says, agree with Jim in Ahwatukee. Socks. Chuck box equals amazing. Cash only, FYI.
Good.
So if you go there, you got to have cash.
Didn't know that.
Baker's Cocky Hens says, I back up the Chuck box. Cash only, though, guys, near ASU. Now, here's the thing. If I own Chuck box, why am I taking cash only? If you're near ASU, what college student? A Blender Nation, I ask you, what college student carries around cash?
I know I didn't. Didn't have any.
Nondescript says, personal taste is a funny thing. Yeah. What does that mean, Keon?
I don't know. I guess we're talking in reference to this list of, we can respect other people's choices here, but this is a list that's put together by a
company that
tracks consumer trends.
Google.
And I want to know how they did it. What did they use to decide that these were the burgers that people craved the most?
Hitting the Nut says Chuck box is awesome. Fed fan, not about burgers, but Woes has said that Aiden has signed his contract. Damn.
So there it is. You're either going to take DeAndre Ayton back for money that you said you didn't want to pay him, or you let him go.
Kiss the Cook says, my late night drunken nosh after Grams was Jack, Village Inn, or Denny's. Thank you. Bruner Ballers says, it looks like the Suns have matched the Pacers offer for DeAndre Ayton, and he will be a Phoenix Sun next year. I have not confirmed that. I want to be straightforward with telling you I have not seen that. I have not heard it, except for here on the text line. We will effort to confirm that. Mr. Wilbur says, Baylor's in Waco, and yes, they do have a Chip and Joanna, and yes, Joanna is hot, but it's still Waco, Texas. So what does that have to do with anything, Mr. Wilbur? Didn't they win like 11 games last year? Didn't Baylor win? Isn't that a football community? Aren't they all about football?
Yes, I've driven through Waco. Okay, you can see the stadium from the highway as you drive past, and the giant statue they have of Robert Griffin III out there. You can see it all, and it's built around the entire city. If you've ever driven through there, is built around that campus. That's what they do. And then of course you've got the smaller football fields that are kind of surrounding it, kind of orbiting it, because high school football is also king. But yeah, that's a football community, and Baylor is that they're rabid about it.
Big George says, breaking news, the Suns have matched the Indiana Pacers offer sheet for DeAndre Ayton. Phoenix Suns have matched the Indiana Pacers 4-year, $133 million maximum offer sheet on DeAndre Ayton. Sources tell the Athletic at Stadium, Ayton stays in Phoenix.
Yep, I'm seeing Woj has said that too.
All right, well then there it is. Let's break it.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
Yep, there it is. As soon as the Suns received a 4-year, $133 million offer sheet, the franchise matched it. DeAndre Ayton returns to Phoenix and can't be traded without his consent for a full year.
All right. More of your response about that on the text line at 888-368-1580 when we come back here on the Daily Blender. Also, why the Freddie Freeman's agent is suing CBS Sports host. We'll talk about that around the corner on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then All you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday. My friend Boogie is on the text line at 888-368-1580, and he says, happy Friday 4th Dimension, and he sends a picture of an unopened bottle of Copper Still whiskey and a glass with some ice in it. One of those big giant, what are they, craft ice? Those big giant ones? You know what I mean, Keon?
I don't know if I'm familiar with that necessarily.
Oh, they got these ice now. They're very, very creative. Of course, I don't put ice in my whiskey. Just waters it down. But Boogie, very nice. He says, also, Phoenix had to match They had no choice. The question is, are they going to trade him or do they want to keep him?
Well, they can't trade him now.
Yeah, meanwhile, Mr. Wilbur says technically the Suns cannot trade DeAndre for 6 months. But DeAndre can decline any trade for the first year.
He can veto any trade, and they can't trade him to the Pacers now.
Hefty Lefty says Suns matched it per Shams. What the hell's a Shams?
He's the NBA writer for The Athletic. He's Woj's biggest rival in dropping these bombs. Shams Charania.
Sham always says, damn credit card fees, but they do so much biz, they should be able to eat it. Does this mean no KD? I think he's talking about the burger box or whatever it is. Mr. Pringle, Suns match Pacers offer sheet for Ayton.
And to answer the question from before, it makes KD very unlikely because now you're back to we've got to blow up the team if we want to get Durant. Where before DeAndre Ayton made a nice trade piece that if you could find a partner, you could get Durant. Now you can't.
Taco Kenny says, Whataburger, can't go wrong. Go Dodgers. Well, you can't go wrong if you want to live with like heartburn. They've got like a shaker of some sort of a thing, some seasoning that they put on there to give you the heartburn.
I have never experienced the heartburn, but I've also been eating Whataburger for so long that I might just be immune to it.
Fubar 1000 says, okay. He's got a lot to say here. Damn it. Give me Uber Eats. I want a freaking burger. Randy, can I borrow $17 for a burger today? Gladly pay you Tuesday, but which Tuesday is the question? LOL. So is the still any discussion about disbanding the corrupt NCAA? Michael Vick would beg to differ. VTech not overrated, not underrated. They put a McDonald's at the U of A. When I went there, loved their 49-cent cheeseburger Wednesday. Now I'm fat and ugly. God, I love me.
That was a lot. That was a lot. That was
there was a lot there, Fubar 1000.
Stream of consciousness, though. I love it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I just kind of flowed there. Baker's Cocky Hands says, my Royals bet isn't looking so bad so far. Probably time to cash, though. Maybe. All right, before Big George gets upset at me, and I don't want that to happen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1946, despite a home run and a quartet of doubles by Lou Boudreau, the Cleveland Guardians still lost to the Boston Red Sox 11-10, thanks to Ted Williams' 3 home runs and 8 RBI. In the nightcap of the Twin Bill, player-manager Boudreau became the first skipper to employ the Williams shift, put it all the infielders and 2 outfielders on the right side of the field. Laughing at the unusual alignment, the splendid Splinter doubled in his first at-bat against the new defense. Ever since, teams have been employing shifts to varying degrees of success to try to outsmart the offensive prowess of a batter, much to Randy's chagrin. Yeah, but let's go back here for a second. Ted Williams. He put up 3 home runs and 8 RBI. And in the nightcap, the guy puts the shift on him. And what does Ted Williams do? He hits a double. You know why he got a double?
Could it be that he hit the other way?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying maybe he hit it where the guys weren't. That's all I'm saying, Big George. It doesn't bother me, just like Shohei Ohtani does not bother me. This came out today. Freddie Freeman's former agent and his company sued a radio host for libel on Thursday, alleging Doug Gottlieb falsely claimed Casey Close never informed the first baseman of the Atlanta Braves' last contract offer. Close and Excel Sports Management filed the suit in U.S. District Court in Manhattan, alleging defamation by libel. They accused Gottlieb of false, disparaging, and derogatory comments in a tweet they claimed was made in quote, a grossly irresponsible manner without due consideration for the standards of information gathering and dissemination ordinarily followed by responsible parties, end quote. You guys out there in the fourth dimension think radio's easy. You think what we do in here is easy. Yeah, this Doug Gottlieb guy, he's a radio host on the CBS Sports. You may have heard him.
Well, if you've ever watched March Madness, you 100% have heard him, both on our radio broadcast, and he also does some studio stuff on TV.
So anyway, he's being sued for libel. I don't see any response by Doug Gottlieb, and I see a quote here by the lawyer type again. Quote, although we gave Mr. Gottlieb an opportunity to retract his false statement, he failed to do so. The complaint sets the record straight as to what occurred during the negotiations for the Atlanta Braves, end quote.
My thing with Gottlieb is, aren't you a basketball guy? How are you trying to break baseball news this way? Like, if I said something wrong about baseball, because I love baseball, but I'm not as in deep in baseball, don't have the connections and all that. I don't know if I'm going to argue with somebody's agent if they say, hey, no, that's not how it went down. I would just back down and be like, oh, sorry. Let me go ahead and retract that.
See, that's why a few minutes ago, when all of this breaking news came down, Keon and I had to confirm it. See, that's rule number one. If you're going to say something on a radio or tweet something out as a person in the know, you can't just go and blab it out there. Yeah, I've seen on Twitter various pictures and posts about Kevin Durant being here in the Valley. I haven't quoted any of them because I don't know if any of them are true. I haven't quoted anything that I've read about Kevin Durant on Twitter.
I mean, I've seen about damn near 6 reports saying Kyrie Irving is a Laker, and maybe that might still happen, but it hasn't happened yet, and I was never able to confirm it.
Right.
So I didn't say it.
We can't say that. So anyway, Doug Gottlieb apparently tweeted out this defamation saying, quote, Casey Close never told Freddie Freeman about the Braves' final offer. That's why Freeman fired him. He found out in Atlanta this weekend. It isn't that rare to have happen in the MLB, but it happened. Close knew Freddie would have taken the Atlanta deal, end quote. See, that's the other thing. You guys think you're all safe on the Twitterverse? Until you run into the wrong person. This could be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and Doug Gottlieb could lose his career.
And do you know why Doug Gottlieb is not commented on the situation? Said he's traveling in Israel. And I just think that that's bad when you have Dan Snyder's excuse as your excuse.
Anytime you're quoting something that Dan Snyder did, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't think he did that intentionally. I don't think that was the plan. But man, when your excuse is exactly his excuse, I worry about you. Is all I'm saying.
All right, 888-368-1580. That's the text line. Patrick Mahomes outsmarts the NFL by appearing in a beer commercial that's not actually about beer. You may know that the NFL players are not allowed to appear in beer commercials, but Mahomes found a way around that. You don't ever see a player in a beer commercial or sipping an ice cold beer in a brew ad, right? Chiefs quarterback teamed up with Coors Light for a commercial, but since Mahomes couldn't actually talk about Coors Light in the ad, they skirted the NFL's beer rule by making the commercial for a flashlight.
The Coors Light. It's a literal light.
A flashlight. Wow.
If you haven't seen the commercial, look it up. It's hilarious.
You can watch it on Twitter at Patrick Mahomes' Twitter page. That's it for today. I'm Randy White. That's Keon Rose, the sexiest man in sports talk radio. Jeffrey O'Brien should be back tomorrow. If not, we'll continue on trying to get you from A to B between 3 and 6 here on the Blowtorch, the Valley's best sports talk station. That's no lie. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix